Chapter 312. The purple-haired Ziye's eyes turned red when he saw Lin Xian. Without saying a word, he used his powerful bloodline martial technique. He had already seen through Lin Xian's cultivation with his purple demon eyes. In his opinion, a half-step harmonious spirit realm was not worth mentioning. Moreover, he didn't know what happened in Swordpool Prefecture. Therefore, Ziyi thought that this attack could take away Lin Xian's life. Lin Xian naturally noticed Ziyi. Seeing that Ziyi had used his strongest bloodline martial technique, he didn't dare to be careless. Sword of Soul. He moved forward quickly. Inscriptions appeared in his right eye as he continued to merge with the great dragon sword intent in his body. After 12 times, the two merged perfectly. A translucent sword she covered in dragon scales and even emitted a dragon's roar as it charged towards the crimson light. The Sword of Soul was originally a forbidden technique. It was powerful and strange. With the addition of the great dragon sword intent, its power had reached its peak. This attack was enough to kill an early harmonious spirit expert. Two blood-colored light beams collided with the Sword of Soul, causing countless cracks to appear. Then, under Ziye's horrified gaze, the Sword of Soul shattered. Impossible! Ziyi screamed. His eyes were filled with disbelief. He was a harmonious spirit expert. His bloodline could easily kill an expert of the same level. However, this powerful light beam was weaker than glass in front of Lin Xian. Swoosh! The Sword of Soul shattered the blood-colored light beam and quickly pierced towards Ziyi. Before the fear on Ziye's face faded, it was replaced by endless pain. His entire face was distorted. Sword of Wind Emperor. Sword light flashed. The power of wind and lightning surged. The sword seemed to have turned into lightning. Puff. The tip of the sword was cold. It cut through Ziye's skin and sent his head flying. Before his death, he was still thinking about one thing. Why was Lin Xian's Sword of Soul so powerful? He was just a second-grade inscription master. From Ziye's attack to his head flying, only a blink of an eye had passed. When the disciples of Purple Demon Hall regained their senses, Lin Xian had already arrived beside them. Purple demon eyes. Unparalleled illusion. Everyone's eyes flickered, forming a soul force. Lin Xian squinted his right eye. The soul sword just now had caused him to feel a piercing pain in his right eye, so he didn't dare to use any forbidden attacks. However, these illusions could not harm him. Roar. A dragon's roar resounded within his body. Lin Xian ignored all illusionary attacks. At the same time, silver lightning runes appeared on his body, causing lightning to surge around him. Sudden thunder. The long sword was raised high. Silver lightning flickered on the edge of the sword as it flew into the sky. Suddenly, small dark clouds appeared in the sky. Crack. Under the control of Lin Xian's long sword, a thick bolt of lightning struck down from the dark clouds and struck the crowd. Rumble. Everyone was struck by lightning. Their bodies trembled, and many of their spirit armors were shattered. Some of the weaker ones were directly turned into charcoal. The rest of the warriors were alarmed. Just who were they chasing? How terrifying was he? He had actually killed Ziyi, who was so powerful, with just a raise of his hand. For a moment, these martial artists felt fear in their hearts and did not dare to make a move. However, Lin Xian obviously had no intention of letting them go. After the lightning strike, Lin Xian quickly moved and used the 7 steps of the dragon counterattack. Silver lightning flickered on his body as Lin Xian took a step forward. Bang! Like a sudden clap of thunder, everyone's heart unconsciously pounded. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. After 3 consecutive steps, Lin Xian's feet seemed to have a magical power as they stepped on everyone's hearts. Suddenly, 3 warriors' hearts shattered into pieces. They vomited blood and died. The remaining 4 were also pale and their bodies were on the verge of collapse. However, the horrifying footsteps continued. The 4th step, he stepped on a warrior's head and directly crushed him. The 5th step, Lin Xian's feet stepped between 2 people. Like a heavenly blade, the 2 of them were sent flying. At this moment, there was only one harmonious spirit realm warrior left in the group who was bitterly holding on. The sixth step, the shadow of a silver dragon formed under his feet. Purple evil void shattering. That warrior resisted before his death. He punched out with both of his fists, creating a purple light. Bang! The silver foot fell like a dragon claw, tearing the purple light apart. Puff, puff, puff. That harmonious spirit realm warrior was bleeding from his 7 orifices. He stood straight, but his eyes had lost their light. In an instant, the group that was trying to stop Lin Xian was all dead. The warriors at the back gasped. Many of them subconsciously slowed down their steps. It was too terrifying. One man with one sword actually slaughtered the entire group. One had to know that there were 2 harmonious spirit realm warriors in the group. One of them even had the power of the bloodline. Lin Xian's footsteps did not stop. His body was like a silver dragon as he quickly ran into the distance. What should we do? Should we still chase? Someone asked with a trembling voice. Everyone was silent. They did not want to meet such a ruthless person again. During this period of time, they had been chasing after people all day long. They had chased after quite a few geniuses, but none of them were like Lin Xian, who could slaughter an entire group in the blink of an eye. Chase. At least within the borders of Rain Country, we cannot give up. Someone said in a deep voice. Failure to complete the mission and failure to complete the mission are 2 different results. Hearing this, everyone's body trembled. They once again chased after Lin Xian. However, their speed was 3 times slower than before. A few days later, Lin Xian finally left Rain Country and arrived at Sky Eagle Country. After entering Sky Eagle Country, the number of people chasing after him decreased significantly. It was obvious that the forces of Netherworld Hall and Purple Demon Hall were still in the middle countries near Xia Country. A big country like Sky Eagle Country had not been invaded yet. After 3 months of running, Lin Xian was physically and mentally exhausted. He wanted to find a place to rest. Arriving at an uninhabited mountain range, Lin Xian opened up a cave and went in. Xia Country, Long Province. When Lord Yin heard that everyone had returned without success, his face was gloomy. You're saying that Lin Xian has entered Sky Eagle Country? Yes. Hearing Lord Yan's question, that martial artist answered with a trembling voice, We chased after him all the way and indeed saw that brat enter Sky Eagle Country. Lord, that brat's attacks were fierce, and he had a demonic beast as his mount. We really couldn't catch up. Humph, trash. Lord Yan's eyes focused on the black-robed man who was kneeling on the ground. That martial artist felt his body tighten as if an invisible force was tearing him apart. A moment later, he was torn into several pieces. His blood evaporated in front of Lord Yan's eyes. There were only bloodstains on the ground. Nothing else was left behind. The surrounding martial artists of Netherworld Hall trembled. That was a harmonious spirit realm martial artist, and he died just like that. Not even a bit of flesh was left behind. This kind of method was too terrifying. I don't want to hear the reason. I only want the result. That brat can't be caught. Go and explain to the Hall Master. Lord Yin snorted. Hearing the 2 words Hall Master, everyone lowered their heads even more. Lord, Sky Eagle Country is not one of our forces yet. If we attack recklessly, it might cause Sky Eagle Country to retaliate. What did that brat take? Why must we capture him? Chapter 313. Not only was the Netherworld General curious, but the other warriors were as well. Logically speaking, Lin Xian wasn't an important figure. There was no need for them to put in so much effort to capture him. Lord Yan's expression was gloomy as he looked coldly at the Netherworld General without a trace of emotion. The Netherworld General's heart skipped a beat. He felt as though a sharp sword had pierced through his heart. Lord, please calm down. I'll instruct them to do it now. The Netherworld General said with his head lowered. All you need to know is that this item is wanted by the higher-ups. Even the Hall Master is only following orders. Following orders? Hall Master? Everyone was alarmed as they didn't dare make any wild guesses. Lord Yin, don't worry. We will definitely do our best to capture that punk. The group quickly said. Heavenly Eagle Kingdom, in a huge forest. Lin Xian opened his eyes. After a day and night of recuperation, his body had completely recovered. Putting away the red flame sword, Lin Xian summoned Little Gold and ran into the distance. 3 days later, he was besieged again. This time, the battle ended quickly. However, Lin Xian restrained a warrior and used his ocular technique to gather information. Spirit Detecting Realm Warrior. When he learned that a peerless expert had descended upon the Xia Kingdom, his heart leaped to his throat. The Xia Kingdom has completely fallen. It looks like I won't be able to return anytime soon. Lin Xian's expression was ugly. What infuriated him even more was that the Spirit Detecting Realm Warrior had given the order to capture him. Damn it, why is he spending so much effort to capture me? Back then, those people from the Nether Hall also wanted to enter my family's ancestral land. Could they be looking for something? Lin Xian was puzzled. Don't forget where you obtained your first Great Dragon Seal. Lord Alcohol reminded him. Lin Xian stroked his chin. Of course, he wouldn't forget that he obtained his first Great Dragon Seal from the bronze coffin, and the people buried in the coffin were members of the Black Dragon cult. Could it be that they know that there is a Great Dragon Seal in the ancestral land? Lin Xian guessed. Yes, that must be it. It looks like they are after the Great Dragon Sword. Lin Xian gathered all the clues and came to this conclusion. You have to be careful. You must not leak the news of the Great Dragon Sword. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Lord Alcohol said. You can't let anyone know that you have the Great Dragon Mark. Lin Xian nodded. He naturally understood this. Just the Nether Hall alone was enough to give him a headache. If others were to find out about it, there would probably be no place for him in this world. I can't stay here any longer. I have to get to Pill King Valley as soon as possible. After patting Xiao Jin, Lin Xian transformed into a streak of golden light and shot into the distance. Xiao Jin grew very quickly. He was now 3 meters tall, and his body was covered with golden lines. He looked like a small golden mountain. Its speed was comparable to a mid-harmonious spirit warrior, and as a demon beast, its stamina was even stronger. Wuji Wuji the little white monkey sat on top of Little Gold's head, constantly giving out orders. The group left quickly and headed towards Sky Mountain Country. In fact, other than Lin Xian, the disciples of Xia Country and the surrounding sects were also fleeing. Lung Yidao, Ice Fairy, and the rest were also chased out of Xia Country, fleeing to a stronger country. 1.5 months later, Lin Xian finally arrived at the border of Sky Eagle Country. The overflowing profounding river was eerie and terrifying, emitting a terrifying aura. Standing on the riverbank, one couldn't see the other side at all. All he could see was the murky yellow river water. On the riverbank, there was a majestic pier with dozens of people waiting inside. This was the official ferry, and there were guards from Sky Eagle Country on both sides. It wasn't that Lin Xian didn't want to go to the private ferry, but for some reason, there were many people waiting at the nearby private ferry. If he wanted to line up, he would have to wait until next month. Lin Xian was being chased. He couldn't wait. Rather than that, he might as well take the official boat. At the border of Sky Eagle Country, there were no people from the Nether Hall for the time being. Moreover, it had been half a year since he did what he did in Sky Mountain Country. Those people might have already given up. After paying the fare, Lin Xian entered the waiting area. He retracted his aura and acted normal, so he didn't attract anyone's attention. Standing at the side, Lin Xian glanced at the martial artists nearby. He found that there were a few harmonious spirit realm martial artists, while the rest were half-step harmonious spirit realm or ordinary sea of spirit realm martial artists. Withdrawing his gaze, Lin Xian closed his eyes and pondered. Not long after, the surroundings suddenly became noisy, as if something had happened. Lin Xian opened his eyes and looked around. On the continent behind him, there was a big bird with a body as red as blood flying quickly. Its wings flapped, stirring up the wind and clouds. So terrifying, this bird can actually mobilize the spirit chi in all directions. Could it be a 6th-rank demonic beast? 6th-rank demonic beast, isn't that the same as a harmonious spirit realm martial artist? Look, there are people on it. Everyone looked over, and sure enough, they saw several figures sitting on top of it. Puff puff. The fiery red feathers were like agate, crystal clear. The terrifying demonic bird's speed became slower and slower, and finally landed on the ground. Whoosh! With a flap of its wings, A wave of heat spread out like a sea of fire. Everyone felt their faces become hot, as if they were in a molten lava. The terrifying temperature was roasting their bodies. Many martial artists quickly circulated their spirit energy to form a spirit armor and subconsciously took a few steps back. This temperature was nothing to Lin Xian. He didn't dodge, but curiously looked at the big fiery red bird. It's a vermilion bird. An older harmonious spirit realm martial artist recognized it. Legend has it that the vermilion bird has a thin bloodline of the vermilion bird. It's an extremely precious demonic bird. Everyone understood, and their eyes became even more envious. 3 martial artists walked down from the back of the vermilion bird. The one in the middle was a beautiful girl in red. She had a graceful figure, fair skin, and a peerless appearance. However, her expression was arrogant, and she didn't put the crowd in her eyes. Beside the girl were 2 old men, one tall and the other short. The tall one was as thin as a bamboo pole, and the short one was as fat as a ball. It was very strange. However, no one dared to look down on them, because they were emitting the terrifying aura of a harmonious spirit realm martial artist. The 2 strange old men stood beside the girl, looking like her servants. Who is this girl? Not only does she have a strange demonic bird, but she also has a harmonious spirit realm subordinate. I don't know. She should be a disciple of a big power who came out to play. Everyone was discussing, and many of them secretly looked at the girl in red. Unexpectedly, the girl in red turned her head and glared at those peeping disciples. Those peeping martial artists felt a stinging pain in their eyes, as if their bodies were being roasted by fire. They knew how powerful the girl was, so they all lowered their heads, not daring to look again. Lin Xian saw clearly that the girl in red had also entered the harmonious spirit realm. She was not a simple character. However, this had nothing to do with him. His main task now was to cross the river. Half an hour later, the shadow of a black boat appeared on the river. Chapter 3:14. The black ship was getting closer and closer, and everyone looked over. Lin Xian also raised his head. It was a large ship that was completely black. The hull of the ship was glowing, and there were complicated inscriptions carved on it. It was obvious that this ship was supported by a powerful array to be able to travel on the mysterious river. Rumble. The huge black ship reached the shore, and dozens of martial artists walked down and left quickly. Behind these martial artists, a martial artist who looked like a captain walked out and said loudly, "There are only 40 seats this time, and everyone will have to pay 200 mid-grade spirit stones. Hurry up if you want to board." 40 seats? Didn't we have 60 seats before? Why are there so few seats this time? That's right, even the price is twice as high. That's not how business is done. A group of people clamored, and they were very dissatisfied. Get lost if you don't want to board. Whoever dares to waste time, I'll throw him into the river to feed the fish. The captain shouted coldly. The group of people fell silent, but their eyes were filled with unwillingness. At this moment, the thin and tall old man walked out and threw a bag of mid-grade spirit stones over. "We want 4 seats. Aren't they only 3 people? Why do they want 4 seats? Are there more people coming?" Just as everyone was puzzled, the 3 young ladies in red walked toward the black ship with the big red vermilion bird. The captain was also slightly stunned, but judging from the 3's clothes and aura, he guessed that they were also disciples of a big family. He explained, "To avoid increasing the load on the ship, please put the demonic beast in the demonic beast bag." "How dare you talk to us like that? Do you want to die?" The short and fat old man sneered. The captain frowned. "We are a ship of the alliance of the 2 countries. Do you want to cause trouble?" Then, he pointed at the armored guards on both sides, and his warning was very obvious. The nearby guards quickly walked over and took out their icy weapons, aiming at the young ladies in red and the others. "Kiki, someone actually dares to threaten us. They really don't want to live." The thin and tall old man took out an octagonal yellow token and sneered. "Medicine Emperor Courtyard." The captain's expression changed drastically, and the surrounding guards also frowned. "Misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding." The captain and the guard captain immediately put on a smiling face and bowed to apologize. Please come in. There is no need for spirit stones. The captain smiled and returned the bag of spirit stones. Don't cause any trouble. Let's go, the girl in red said. TSK, consider yourself lucky. Hurry up and thank my family's young miss. The short and fat old man snorted coldly. Thank you, miss. Thank you, miss. The captain of the martial artist escorted the 3 people and the bird onto the ship. Then, he stood up straight and said with a ferocious expression, "What I said just now doesn't count. Now, only 30 people can come up." What? Why are there 10 less people? Everyone was dissatisfied. His eyes were filled with disdain. To tell you the truth, the wind on the Incheon River is strong today. It can't carry too many people. Hurry up and decide. I'll go. Suddenly, several warriors rushed forward. Humph. In the crowd, a few harmonious spirit realm warriors snorted. An enormous spiritual pressure enveloped everyone like a mountain pressing down on them. The scene suddenly quieted down. It was as if a bucket of cold water was poured on a bonfire, extinguishing the fire in everyone's heart. After the 3 harmonious spirit realm warriors went up, the rest of the warriors became lively again. One after another, they rushed up the ship. 200 mid-grade spirit stones. Not cheap at all. Lin Xian was speechless. Ordinary people couldn't afford to sit on such a big ship. Of course, it was still much cheaper than a private ship. Taking out 200 mid-grade spirit stones, Lin Xian walked up the ship. At this moment, more than half of the people had gone up the ship. The remaining people fought even more fiercely. There are only 5 people left. The captain of the martial artists shouted, "Damn it, I'm a disciple of the Wang family in Guang City. Who dares to fight with me? Get lost. I'm a disciple of the Li family in Southern Ridge. Go play somewhere else. Get lost. I'll pay 500 mid-grade spirit stones." Jiang Tao Palmart. The whole scene was chaotic. Some people even started fighting. Lin Xian's body swayed and was about to rush over. "Who is this kid? Get down here." Someone tried to grab Lin Xian. Clang. The sound of metal colliding rang out. That martial artist painfully retreated. "It's broken. It's broken." The Li family disciple screamed. "Kid, how dare you hurt me? I just want to get on the ship. Everything else has nothing to do with me." Lin Xian said indifferently. "Nonsense. Who doesn't want to get on the ship? Seeing that your strength is average and your clothes are ordinary, you must be an ordinary martial artist. I advise you not to participate." Someone said coldly. "Kid, quickly kowtow and apologize. If you provoke me, the Li family won't let you off." Suddenly, a few people walked up with sinister smiles. Lin Xian's identity was special. He didn't want to attract attention. He ignored them and quickly walked toward the ship. "How dare you ignore me?" The Li family disciple was angry. "Take him down and throw him into the river." 3 martial artists pounced forward, forming a fierce attack that grabbed at Lin Xian's vital points. The martial artists on the ship were watching the show. Even the guards on both sides ignored them. Sigh, offending the Li family. That kid is dead for sure. Yeah, 3 martial artists at the 6th layer of the spiritual ocean realm. They won't really throw him into the river, right? A group of martial artists discussed. They didn't think Lin Xian would win. It was no wonder. Lin Xian was alone and even concealed his cultivation. He looked ordinary and easy to bully. 3 gusts of wind sounded behind him. Lin Xian sighed and suddenly turned around. Inscriptions flickered in his eyes. He used the extreme purple illusion and enveloped the 3. Wang. The 3 martial artists who were laughing sinisterly stiffened and quickly stopped their attacks. Their eyes were blurred as they stood there blankly. Lin Xian turned and walked onto the ship. What happened? Everyone was confused. "Fight! You guys fight!" The Li family disciple held his wrist and roared. "I raised you guys for nothing." However, the 3 people still stood there blankly, their faces showing pain. Hiss, how strange. Everyone was shocked. They were afraid that the Li family disciple had kicked an iron plate this time. Seeing Lin Xian walk over, the group of martial artists couldn't help but make way for him. After a while, the last 4 people won and boarded the ship. With a tremor, The black ship raised its sails and quickly left the riverbank, leaving behind some martial artists who didn't board the ship sighing. The ship was quite spacious. Lin Xian found a quiet place and sat down cross-legged. At this time, countless inscriptions lit up on the ship, forming a strong defense to protect the ship. From everyone's conversation, he knew that they would reach the heavenly mountain kingdom in about 5 days. He held his chin and pondered about the future. He couldn't return to the Xia kingdom in a short time. If he wanted to save the Sword Pool Manor, he had to have powerful strength. At least, he couldn't be afraid of spirit-detecting realm martial artists. And the only thing that could quickly increase his strength was the Great Dragon Sword. When he obtained the second Great Dragon mark, he also obtained some information about the Great Dragon Sword. According to what it said, the Great Dragon Sword seemed to be in the Tianan region. However, it required sufficient true dragon chi to sense it. The Great Dragon Sword is an offensive sacred art. It's extremely masculine. If you were to rashly subdue it, you would be courting death, Lord Alcohol said. Chapter 3:15. Then what should I do? Lin Xian asked. You need something soft and feminine to protect your body. Only then will you have a chance of subduing the Great Dragon Sword. Otherwise, even if you find it, you won't be able to obtain it. Soft and feminine? What's that? Heart of Jade, the demon crystal of a Class 8 water attribute demon beast, White Dragon Ascension Pill, and Supreme Grade crystals. These are all possible, Lord Alcohol said. Lin Xian felt a headache coming on. He had never heard of any of these things, but the demon crystal of a Class 8 demon beast gave him a fright. That was a demon beast equivalent to a body-opening realm warrior. From this, one could imagine how precious the other items were. In addition, the True Dragon Aura will not only allow you to sense the Great Dragon Sword's location, but it will also increase your intimacy with the Great Dragon Sword. It's something you can't lack. These two are the most basic. If you can't obtain them, don't even think about the Great Dragon Sword. All right, I'll wait until we reach the Heavenly Mountain Kingdom before I inquire about the whereabouts of these items. Lin Xian took a deep breath. As long as there was a chance, he wouldn't give up. Wu-ji, the snow-white monkey, poked its head out and jumped onto Lin Xian's shoulder. It looked around curiously. What a cute monkey. Many martial artists noticed it and praised it incessantly. Whoosh! The snow-white monkey transformed into a beam of white light and disappeared. F***CK. Don't run around? Lin Xian growled, afraid that the snow-white monkey would cause trouble. When he saw the snow-white monkey jumping onto the surrounding warriors, he immediately felt relieved. Are you selling this monkey? I'll pay 300 spirit stones. I'll pay 500. Junior sister would definitely like it. Many people asked Lin Xian about the price, but Lin Xian decisively rejected them. In the end, he couldn't take it anymore and closed his eyes to rest. Half a day later, a scream suddenly came from the ship. The sound was extremely sharp, as though it could pierce through the void. It also carried a soul-stirring pressure. Accompanying the terrifying sound was a monstrous heat wave. Isn't that the Class 6 vermilion bird? Why is it screaming so miserably? I don't know. Could it be that some idiot angered it? Everyone was guessing in their hearts. Lin Xian also woke up from his meditation. For some reason, he had a bad premonition. Whoosh! A white light flashed, and the little white monkey appeared in front of him. Its big eyes kept rolling, and finally, it patted its chest with its little paw, looking scared. Whoosh! The little guy heaved a sigh of relief. Wait, what is this? Lin Xian frowned. In the little white monkey's hands, there were actually 2 palm-sized feathers. They were as red as blood and were sparkling and translucent. Even from afar, he could feel the astonishing heat coming from it. Why does it look so familiar? Lin Xian was puzzled. Where did you get it? Wuji, the snow-white little monkey began to gesture, and in the end, it even revealed an aggrieved expression. Lin Xian's face was filled with black lines. He finally understood that this feather actually belonged to the 6th order monstrous beast vermilion bird. No wonder it was screaming so miserably just now. Hurry up and get in. Lin Xian picked up the little white monkey and was about to throw it into the monstrous beast pouch. Stop! A delicate shout, like a terrifying flaming sword, pierced through the void. The red-clothed girl in front of them was fighting with her hands on her waist. Her full chest rose and fell due to her anger, attracting a lot of attention. You dare to hurt my little red." The red-clothed girl gritted her teeth and said, "Little red? What little red?" Lin Xian played dumb, and at the same time, he quickly pressed the little white monkey down. Everyone quickly looked over, and many of them had a gloating expression on their faces. Ming, Ming. The vermilion bird flapped its wings and stared at the little white monkey fiercely. Wooji wooji. The little white monkey jumped up, waving the red feather in its hand and making all kinds of faces. "Damn monkey, what are you doing?" Lin Xian glared at it. "Even if you want to catch it, you can't grab the feather on its head." The little white monkey rolled its eyes at Lin Xian with dissatisfaction. It stuck the feather on its head, and then shook its head and started to explain. It meant that the opponent wanted to catch it, and it had no choice but to fight back. This is so infuriating. The red-clothed girl was going crazy. This man and monkey were too despicable. "Brat, quickly get over here and kowtow, then hand over the monkey, or you will die. I will count to 3. If you don't come over here, I will throw you down now." The two old men beside the red-clothed girl showed a ruthless expression, and at the same time, they released the powerful aura of the harmonious spirit realm. This brat is really dead this time. This girl is not a trash like the Li family's disciples. Not to mention the others. Just the two harmonious spirit realm experts are enough to kill him 1,000 times over. The group of warriors hid far away, afraid of getting involved with Lin Xian. "Gentlemen, can't you talk nicely? It's not good to take someone's life so easily." Lin Xian didn't want to cause trouble. "This is my fault. I didn't take care of it. I sincerely apologize." He showed a righteous expression. Then, he knocked on the little white monkey's head. "That's it? I said kneel down and apologize. Also, hand over the monkey." The two old men's expression became even more gloomy. In their opinion, Lin Xian's actions just now were not considered an apology. If he wanted to apologize to them, he would have to kowtow a few hundred times. "Gentlemen, don't you think this is a bit too much?" Lin Xian's expression became gloomy. He didn't want to cause trouble, but he wasn't afraid of it either. Moreover, he saw a trace of greed in their eyes. Obviously, these people's target was the little white monkey. "You, hand over the monkey, and I'll spare your life," the red-clothed girl said coldly. "Sorry, I can't do that." Lin Xian shrugged. The little white monkey sat on his shoulder and nodded heavily, rubbing its furry head against his face. You dare to reject me?" The red-clothed girl was angry. "Do you know who I am?" "Not interested." Lin Xian curled his lips. The warriors around them were shocked. They thought that Lin Xian would obediently kowtow and admit his mistake. They didn't expect this result. "Kid, where are you from? Tell us your name, lest we get into trouble," the short old man said suspiciously. Those who dared to talk to them like this either had a strong background or were fools who didn't want to live. The short old man could only make a move after he asked clearly. "So you have people you're afraid of?" Lin Xian smiled coldly. "No need to ask. I have nothing to do with you. If that's the case, then you're courting death." The tall and skinny old man stepped out, his aura like a ferocious beast that wanted to tear people apart. "Stop. Sirs, please stop." The captain of the ship ran over with a bitter face. "You dare to ask me to stop? You're courting death." The tall and skinny old man grabbed him. No. This ship is very fragile. It can't withstand your attacks. If it's damaged, we'll all sink to the bottom of the river." "Fine, I'll listen to you this time." The tall and skinny old man threw the captain down and looked coldly at Lin Xian. "I'll let you live for a few more days. When we reach the shore, it'll be your death." The red-clothed girl looked deeply at the little white monkey, then snorted coldly and turned to leave. The captain of the ship stood up, cursed a few times, and quickly left. In the next few days, everyone stayed far away from Lin Xian, afraid that the red-clothed girl and the others would remember him. In their eyes, Lin Xian was already a dead man. Chapter 316. During this period, a harmonious spirit realm old man came to persuade him. First, he told him how terrifying the medicine emperor courtyard was, and that ordinary harmonious spirit realm warriors would not dare to provoke them. Then, he asked Lin Xian to hand over the little white monkey and apologize. Maybe he could save his life. Lin Xian refused with a smile. He would not hand over the little white monkey. Plus, he was not afraid of the medicine emperor courtyard. Seeing Lin Xian's stubbornness, the old man shook his head and left. 5 days passed by quickly. Everyone could see the shore from the boat. Half an hour later, the big black boat reached the shore. Everyone quickly got off the boat. The short old man was the first to get off the boat. The girl in red and the tall old man stayed on the boat. They did this to prevent Lin Xian from escaping. Lin Xian did not care at all. He calmly got off the boat. Those who got off the boat early did not leave. They waited on the shore. They wanted to see Lin Xian's tragic end. After Lin Xian got off the boat, the girl in red and the short old man also quickly got off the boat. Kid, I'll give you one last chance. Hand over the little white monkey. Kneel down and kowtow 100 times. Then, we'll let you go. Lin Xian looked at them expressionlessly. Get lost while I'm still in a good mood. What? Did I hear wrong? He just asked a harmonious spirit realm warrior to get lost? Crazy. He must be crazy. The short old man was stunned. It had been many years since anyone dared to talk to him like this. But today, an unknown young man dared to scold him like this. Kid, you've angered me. I won't let you go even if you kowtow 1,000 times. Young lady, let me take him down. That monkey is yours. The short old man quickly said. And then hurry up. Don't waste my time. The girl in red smiled. A monkey that can make Little Red afraid must be a rare demonic beast. It might even have the bloodline of an ancient demonic beast. Sure enough, the girl in red's target was the little white monkey. The short old man walked out with an evil grin. His body emitted a terrifying spiritual pressure. He wanted to force Lin Xian to kneel down. However, he was destined to be disappointed. Lin Xian stood there with a smile on his face. He wasn't affected in the slightest. On the other hand, many of the surrounding martial artists couldn't withstand this pressure and fell to their knees. Ignoring my pressure? The short old man was slightly taken aback. He focused his gaze and realized that he could not tell Lin Xian's cultivation level at all. Humph, trying to act all mysterious. Don't think you can be arrogant just because you have 1 or 2 artifacts. In his opinion, since Lin Xian did not display a strong cultivation base, his strength must not be that great. To be able to resist his aura, he must have some kind of treasure. Everything is futile in front of a harmonious spirit expert. The short old man stretched out his chubby little hand and pointed. A fist-sized energy ball formed at the tip of his finger. A terrifying energy fluctuation spread out, causing the surrounding air to distort. Under everyone's horrified gazes, a blue beam of light shot out quickly. Ka-ka-ka. The air trembled as if it could not withstand the pressure, and the sky was about to collapse. In a flash, the blue beam of light arrived in front of Lin Xian. Humph, die. The short old man could already imagine the scene of Lin Xian's head exploding. Lin Xian was not in a hurry. He pointed his finger like a sword, and a dazzling sword energy gushed out. The power of wind and thunder vibrated like a divine sword being unsheathed, incomparably sharp. Swoosh! The sword light flashed and the blue beam of light was cut in half. What? Everyone was stunned. Even the girl in red's body was slightly stiff. Impossible! What kind of sword energy is that? How could it cut my attack? The short old man was furious. Little brat, go to hell. The short old man bounced his body and rolled out like a meatball. The earth trembled and the air swayed as if 100,000 mountains were pressing down on them. Lin Xian didn't take it head-on. His feet swayed and his body moved at high speed. Like a black lightning, Lin Xian's speed was extremely fast. Even the attack of a harmonious spirit expert like the short old man couldn't touch him. Only now did the crowd realize that they had misjudged him. The master of this snow-white monkey was obviously a young man with terrifying strength. Fatty, can you do it? If you can't, don't embarrass yourself here. The tall old man shouted angrily. Skinny bamboo pole, what are you talking about? If you can do it, then do it. The short old man retorted, I order the two of you to capture him. The girl in red ground her silver teeth. Don't worry, Mississippi. The tall old man stomped his foot and the ground bulged. Dozens of yellow stone pillars shot out and attacked Lin Xian. Lin Xian's speed increased, and he kept flashing in the air. Except for a few harmonious spirit experts, the others couldn't see Lin Xian's trace. Little brat, what's the point of dodging? If you have the guts, then fight fair and square. The tall old man tried to catch him. All right. Lin Xian lowered his body and punched out with his fist covered with silver lightning marks. Thunder Tyrant Fist, Bright Demon Palm. The tall old man raised his palm and hit the silver fist. Rumble. The terrifying energy exploded and spread in all directions. The profounding river behind them was blasted into hundreds of meters-high waves. When the energy dissipated, the tall old man took 5 to 6 steps back. Every step he took cracked the ground. On the other hand, Lin Xian stood still with a smile on his face. Hiss. The crowd couldn't help but gasp. This seemingly weak young man was actually able to suppress a harmonious spirit expert. The short old man and the tall old man looked at each other. They could see the seriousness and shock in each other's eyes. Let's work together. Both of them had the same idea. At this moment, someone suddenly shouted, the law enforcement team of the Dark Wind sect is here. The crowd dispersed and didn't dare to watch any longer. Lin Xian was also afraid of being recognized. His body turned into a ray of black light and ran away. The girl in red looked at Lin Xian's disappearing figure and stomped her foot angrily. The tall and short old men secretly heaved a sigh of relief. For some reason, the two of them felt a sense of fear when facing Lin Xian. They couldn't believe this feeling, but it really existed. It was their body's instinct. Lin Xian's figure flashed and quickly left the riverbank, heading in the direction of the Pill King Valley. Along the way, he sat on Little Gold and wholeheartedly learned alchemy from Lord Alcohol. 10 days later, Lin Xian arrived at the vicinity of the Pill King Valley. Looking at the stone tablet that marked the Pill King Valley, Lin Xian sighed. Half a year had passed and he was back here again. Half a year ago, he escaped under the cover of Old Man D. Quebec. He didn't know what happened after that. Did Old Man DK resist the siege of everyone? After calming himself down, Lin Xian put away Little Gold and walked forward. Buzz. A light flashed and formed a light screen, blocking him outside. Lin Xian frowned. Did something happen in the Pill King Valley? Senior DK. He shouted loudly. Ripples appeared on the light screen, blocking the sound waves. This is the valley's defensive array. It looks like the valley has been sealed off, said Lord Alcohol slowly. Sealed off? Lin Xian was stunned. He had come all the way here and never expected such a situation. I hope Senior DK is fine. Lin Xian's heart was heavy. Don't worry. Looking at the valley's surroundings, it doesn't look like a huge battle happened, said Lord Alcohol. Go to the surrounding cities to understand the situation. Perhaps you can find some clues. That's all I can do. Lin Xian's body flashed as he left the Pill King Valley. Chapter 317. Crimson Lunar City, the closest city to the Pill King Valley. The heavenly mountain country was indeed a big country. Even a random city here was bigger than the main city of Xia. The city walls were red in color and were tens of meters higher than the Sword Lake Manor's Sword Forge city. Gazing from afar, the city looked majestic and magnificent. After paying the entrance fee, Lin Xian walked in. The architecture of the city was different from that of Xia. The buildings were larger and grander. Not only that, the passers-by were all at the Spirit Sea realm. Even the stall owners were at the Body Refinement realm. This was something unimaginable in Xia. After ordering 2 delicious buns, Lin Xian ate as he walked. The snow-white monkey also jumped out when it smelled the delicious aroma. Lin Xian bought a stick of candied haws for it, and the little monkey happily ate it. Usually, tea houses and restaurants were popular places for cultivators to stay. News would often spread from there. Lin Xian walked into a very lively restaurant and blended into the crowd to gather information. Most of the cultivators were chatting about all sorts of things, and most of them were about the Pill King tournament. Medicine Emperor Courtyard. Pill Emperor Hall? Lin Xian rubbed his chin. He was very familiar with these two names. Previously on the black ship, the red-robed girl was from the Medicine Emperor Courtyard. Hence, Lin Xian didn't have a good impression of the Medicine Emperor Courtyard. As for the relationship between the Pill Emperor Hall and the Pill King Valley, Lin Xian was very curious. This big brother, when I first came to Heavenly Mountain Country, I passed by a valley called Pill King Valley. May I know what relationship it has with the Pill Emperor Hall? One look and I can tell you're new here. These burly men were all very forthright. They pulled Lin Xian aside and explained, the Pill King Valley's Valley Lord is the Pill Emperor Hall's first Hall Lord. However, the first Hall Lord's temper isn't very good. He usually stays in the Pill Emperor Valley and doesn't come out. You shouldn't go in either. I heard that those who go in can't come out. Now, even if you want to go in, you can't. I heard that the Pill King Valley is closed, and no one knows when it will open again. I guess it must be because of the Pill King tournament. Pill King tournament? Lin Xian was curious. What kind of tournament was that? This is a grand occasion for the Heavenly Mountain Empire. Every 10 years, the Pill King competition is held to select the strongest alchemist. This is a supreme honor. The group of burly men looked very excited, as if they were the ones who got the title of Pill King. Little brother, you don't know, but just imagining this kind of scene makes me excited. I saw it once 10 years ago, and it was amazing. When will the Pill King tournament begin? Lin Xian asked. Very soon, about 2 months. During this time, you must stay here. When Lin Xian received the news, he contemplated in his heart. If DK was truly the Pill Emperor Hall's first Hall Lord, there was no way he would miss out on such an important event. In other words, Pill King Valley would open in at most 2 months. Thinking of this, Lin Xian felt relieved. After all, DK had helped him once. If he couldn't cure DK's leg, he would definitely regret it. This would be very detrimental to his cultivation. Just as Lin Xian was distracted, the surrounding burly men talked about the Pill King tournament to the auction. After listening for a while, Lin Xian learned that there would be an auction 3 days later. Just in time to replenish my supplies. There's not much spirit wine left. Buy some spirit herbs and try your luck to see if you can find any treasures. Lord Alcohol said. All right. Lin Xian agreed. He left the restaurant and walked towards the spirit herb shop. He was now very rich. Ordinary harmonious spirit realm warriors couldn't compare to him. After buying some spirit herbs, Lin Xian handed them to Lord Alcohol for him to refine spirit wine. Of course, Lin Xian would also refine a portion of it. He had never neglected his inscription practice, alchemy, and other matters. Now, his level was not much worse than the 3 ordinary inscription masters. After leaving the spirit herb shop, he walked towards the weapon shop. During the clan meeting, his autumn scar sword was broken. Now that his strength had increased, he wanted a higher grade sword. Moreover, he wanted to repair his black cloak and turn it into a true spirit rank artifact. However, this matter not only required precious materials, but also a blacksmith master. Otherwise, it would be impossible to repair his cloak. After visiting a few shops, Lin Xian didn't find anything. He could only place his hopes on the auction. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. In Crimson Lunar City, the news of the auction had already spread. It was said that this time, not only the warriors of Crimson Lunar City, but also the warriors of the nearby cities would come. In front of the auction, there was a hubbub of voices. It was very lively. Lin Xian walked in with a trace of hope. 2 days ago, he came to the auction once. He took out some of the profound rank weapons and martial arts that he didn't use to auction. Because there were many of them, he was given the status of a VIP. With the VIP token, he was given a small private room with the number 25. It could be said that he had escaped from the poor masses. However, compared to those large private rooms and luxurious ones, his room was still pathetically small. However, the private room had its own unique benefits. It could prevent others from looking in, and it was much safer. Sitting in a comfortable chair, Lin Xian waited for the auction to begin. The fan-shaped auction stage was dozens of meters wide. On top of it, there was a 1-meter-tall crystal table for placing items. Everyone, without further ado, the first item is a low-level spirit rank martial art, Wind and Cloud 18 Kicks. A beautiful lady said with a delicate voice. In her hand, there was a jade strip. This Wind and Cloud 18 Kicks was obtained from an ancient ruin. Its power is 3 times stronger than a normal mid-level spirit rank martial art. Moreover, martial arts are different from other martial arts. If one person buys it, it will benefit the whole family. I hope everyone will consider it carefully. The purple-robed beauty paused for a moment and then said, "The auction will begin now. The starting price is 3,000 mid-level spirit stones. Each increment must be no less than 100 mid-level spirit stones." Hearing the purple-robed beauty's voice, Lin Xian took a deep breath. He still remembered that the last time he participated in the auction, the items that were auctioned were only worth tens of thousands of low-level spirit stones. But now, in just 1 year, he was participating in an auction that required mid-level spirit stones. One should know that mid-level spirit stones were far more valuable than low-level spirit stones. Lin Xian had a few million low-level spirit stones, but he could only exchange them for 50,000 mid-level spirit stones. In addition to the 30,000 mid-level spirit stones he already had, he only had 80,000 mid-level spirit stones. The items that he auctioned were only worth 30,000 mid-level spirit stones. This amount of wealth might seem small, but it was far more than some harmonious spirit realm warriors. After the purple-robed beauty finished speaking, the entire auction house became lively. After all, Earth-level spirit rank martial arts were not cabbages. Moreover, it was something that was obtained from an ancient ruin. The price quickly soared to 5,000 mid-level spirit stones. 6,000 mid-level spirit stones. A voice came from the room next to Lin Xian's. Lin Xian was slightly surprised. He seemed to have heard this voice before. In the next moment, he remembered a person. Chapter 318. 6,000 Spirit Stones. As soon as this voice came out, it immediately caused a commotion in the hall. Who is this, to suddenly raise the bid by 1,000 mid-grade spirit stones? One had to know that before this, the price was increasing by the hundreds. 6,000 mid-grade spirit stones. This price scared many people in the hall. They were all ordinary martial artists and did not have many spirit stones. Although the martial artists in the other rooms had plenty of spirit stones, they might not be interested in a low-level spirit-grade martial art. Just like this, the whole hall was silent for a moment. Lin Xian perceived that the voice came from the room next to him, and he felt that it was somewhat familiar. Soon, he remembered a person. Mu Rong, that disciple of the Mu clan who besieged Lin Xian and had one of his arms cut off. With one arm missing, his strength was definitely weakened. So Mu Rong went all out to buy a leg martial art. And this Wind and Cloud 18 Kicks was the best choice. Shaking his head, Lin Xian did not participate in the bidding. But this matter reminded him that he had to change his voice when bidding, otherwise he would be recognized. The purple-robed beauty asked 3 times, and in the end, no one made a counterbid, so the winner was decided to be the owner of room 26. 6,000 mid-grade spirit stones had already exceeded the purple-robed beauty's expectations, so she had a big smile on her face. In the following auction, the purple-robed beauty put in even more effort, praising each artifact to the heavens. During this time, she also sold 3 items that Lin Xian had consigned for a total of 17,000 mid-grade spirit stones. The next item is a bit special, and for people who have a use for it, it might be a treasure, but for people who have no use for it, it might be worthless. The purple-robed beauty slightly raised the corner of her mouth, paused for a moment, and looked around with her beautiful eyes. What is so magical? Yes, great beauty goo. Don't keep us in suspense. Hurry up and say it. The martial artists in the hall were impatient. Even Lin Xian was a bit curious. Seeing that the martial artists below were impatient, the purple-robed beauty smiled and said, "The next item is a low-level spirit-grade artifact, a Scarlet Dawn spiritual stove from the ruins." After saying that, the purple-robed beauty took out a half-meter-tall red pill furnace from her storage ring and placed it on the crystal platform. A spirit-grade artifact. Everyone exclaimed. Even the cultivators in the private rooms were surprised. One could imagine just how precious a spirit-grade treasure was. However, the majority of martial artists only exclaimed in surprise. but did not have the intention of buying. After all, although the pill furnace was good, they had no use for it. The purple-robed beauty said in a clear voice, "In 2 months, the Pill King tournament will begin. If an alchemy grandmaster can obtain a spirit-grade artifact as a support, then they will definitely be able to shine in the tournament." The crowd exclaimed. This Guyu auction house really knew how to do business, auctioning such a top-quality furnace on the eve of the Pill King competition. The alchemist would go crazy. Sure enough, in some of the large private rooms on the 3rd floor, many alchemists' eyes were shining, as if they had seen a beautiful woman coming out of the bath. Lin Xian had a strange expression on his face. He stroked his chin and asked, "Alchemy requires a furnace?" In fact, he couldn't be blamed for his ignorance. The spirit wine he refined was also a type of liquid pill, but he had never used a pill furnace. The pill furnace has a combination of inscriptions that can be easily used. It is much faster than a single inscription. So many alchemists choose to use a pill furnace. To put it bluntly, it is a type of support tool, Lord Alcohol explained. A true alchemy grandmaster can use the heaven and earth as a furnace to refine pills. So that's how it is. Lin Xian understood. It was just like him using a movement technique. Although his Dragon Rebel steps was extremely fast, with the Black Cloak's support, his speed could still be increased by 30%, making him even faster. The purple-robed beauty stood on the auction stage and slowly said, "The Scarlet Dawn spiritual furnace starts at 200,000 mid-grade spirit stones. Each bid must be at least 5,000 higher. 210,000, 220,000, 250,000. At the beginning, the entire hall was filled with endless bids. Those voices carried a trace of trembling. The bidders were all alchemists. Such a pill furnace was a priceless treasure in their eyes. Furthermore, the Alchemy King tournament was approaching. If they could use a spirit-ranked artifact as support, it would definitely double the strength of an alchemist. Lin Xian was secretly speechless when he heard the bids that filled the sky. As expected of a spirit-ranked artifact, it instantly rose to 250,000, and the price is still rising. This phenomenon directly stimulated his desire to repair the Black Cloak. According to Lord Alcohol, his Black Cloak was only a half-finished product. It was a half-spirit-ranked artifact. Once it was repaired, it would very likely become a true spirit-ranked artifact. If that was the case, Lin Xian would have struck it rich. Just as Lin Xian was thinking about the Black Cloak, the situation outside changed again. 310,000. A cold voice came from the 3rd floor. It directly increased the price by 60,000 mid-grade spirit stones. The warriors in the hall were somewhat dumbfounded. Which patron was so bold to increase the price by so many spirit stones at once? Many people looked in the direction of the voice and realized that it came from Private Room 10. Private Room 10. Isn't that Miss Qian Qian? Is the Medicine Emperor Hall going to make a move? Someone exclaimed. Many alchemists sighed and gave up when they heard that the Medicine Emperor Hall was going to make a move. They definitely couldn't compete with the Medicine Emperor Hall, and they didn't want to offend them either. The Medicine Emperor Hall was a super alchemy force in the Heavenly Mountain Empire. It had close relations with many 3-star sections. Lin Xian was also familiar with the voice of the owner of Private Room 10. After a slight recollection, the figure of a red-clothed girl appeared in his mind. This girl was the one who wanted to snatch the snow-white monkey on the black ship. It seems like the Medicine Emperor Hall's reputation is really big. It actually scared off so many competitors. Lin Xian was somewhat surprised. 330,000. 350,000. However, not every alchemist was scared off. Many of them didn't give face to the Medicine Emperor Hall and continued to increase the price. 410,000. Private Room 10 raised the price by 60,000 again without a trace of hesitation. The entire hall was silent again. Many people secretly swallowed their saliva. That was 60,000 spirit stones. It was equivalent to the wealth of an ordinary harmonious spirit realm expert, but it was shouted out like drinking water. It seems like Miss Qian Qian is determined to get it. Many people secretly guessed. It was no wonder that the Medicine Emperor Hall would give up such a good deal. Things like pill furnaces could be bought and shared with others for many years. 400,000 mid-grade spirit stones was enough to stop many alchemists. They weren't as rich as the Medicine Emperor Hall. Just when everyone thought that the matter was over, a lazy voice was suddenly heard from private room 13. 420,000. Chapter 319. 420,000. This voice contained a hint of mockery, as though it was spoken casually. The crowd was in an uproar. Their gazes all turned to room 13 as they tried to guess who it was that dared to challenge the Medicine Emperor Hall. Very quickly, the crowd understood that the person in room 13 was none other than young Master Wu from the Pill Emperor Hall. Pill Emperor Hall. As expected, only he can contend against the Medicine Emperor Hall. The crowd was enlightened. In the Skyhill Empire, there was only one power that could contend against the Medicine Emperor Hall, the Pill Emperor Hall. Not only that, the relationship between the Pill Emperor Hall and Pill Emperor Hall wasn't harmonious. Hence, it was very normal for the Pill Emperor Hall to lower the price. In room 10, Song Qianqian's countenance sank as she coldly snorted, 450,000. Wu Xiaoyu reclined on his rattan chair as a sharp light flashed in his eyes, 460,000, 500,000. Song Qianqian gritted her teeth. She had to obtain this cauldron no matter what. 510,000. Wu Xiaoyu only increased the price by 10,000 each time, but the expression on his face showed that this spirit-grade cauldron was equally important to the Pill Emperor Hall. The two of them continued to raise the price, and very quickly, the price reached 700,000. 1 million. All of a sudden, a majestic voice rang out from room 3. The hearts of the crowd pounded madly. Their jaws almost dropped to the ground. Even the purple-robed beauty on the auction stage had an expression of shock on her face. This price had already exceeded the value of a low-grade spirit-grade treasure. However, she recovered very quickly. In room 10, Song Qianqian's face lit up with joy when she heard the voice, "Father, when did you come?" Beside her, the two old men laughed. "With Master's help, this cauldron is ours." In room 13, Wu Xiaoyu straightened his back as a trace of ruthlessness flashed in his eyes. "Damn it, it's the Medicine Emperor Hall again. How much money do we have left?" A gray-robed old man behind him asked in a low voice, "Young master, this has already exceeded our budget." "Bastard!" Wu Xiaoyu smashed the teacup on the table as he stood up in anger. Outside, the purple-robed beauty confirmed the ownership of the spirit-grade cauldron 3 times. This cauldron had also become the most expensive item in the auction. Lin Xian also shook his head unceasingly. It seemed that alchemists were richer than he had imagined. "You want spirit stones? It's easy." Lord Alcohol curled his lips and said, "I'll casually write a pill formula or take out a set of inscriptions to completely destroy this crappy cauldron." "Crappy pill furnace?" Lin Xian rolled his eyes. Perhaps only Lord Alcohol would dare say such a thing. "Hee, I'm not that poor." Lin Xian laughed. "Besides, your item is too frightening. With my current strength, I'm afraid I'll be targeted by many." "It's good that you know." Lord Alcohol snorted. The auction continued, and Lin Xian's items were all sold for a total of more than 33,000 spirit stones. After deducting the handling fee, it was only about 30,000 spirit stones. His current wealth was 130,000 mid-grade spirit stones. Apart from that, he still had a few high-grade profound class artifacts that he had yet to sell. The next item has a mysterious origin. The employer called it the cleansing veil. Its specific function is unknown. After our appraisal, we can preliminarily determine that it is a kind of refining material. Unknown function? Preliminarily? The martial artists in the hall whispered, clearly puzzled. The Guyu auction house is fair and rigorous. All the items they sell are appraised. Why is this item unknown? Someone asked. The purple-robed beauty was slightly embarrassed, but she still calmly explained. It's not that we don't want to explain, but that our Guyu auction house's elders are unable to appraise it. However, this item's material is special. It can't be broken by blades or burned by fire. Moreover, according to the employer, if someone can take out a 4th-grade pill, she's willing to exchange it unconditionally. 4th-grade pill? Unconditionally? The martial artists in the hall were in an uproar. Many of them sneered, She's crazy. She wants a fourth-grade pill for exchange? That's right. She wants to exchange something she doesn't even know for a fourth-grade pill. They couldn't be blamed for being angry. The value of a fourth-grade pill was far beyond their imagination. The value of a fourth-grade pill was even higher than a low-grade spirit class artifact. All right, let's begin the auction. The purple-robed beauty took out a translucent veil and placed it on the crystal platform. The starting price is 10,000 mid-grade spirit stones. Each increment must be at least 1,000. Everyone looked at each other. For a moment, no one made a bid. Xiao Xuanzi, this is good stuff. Lord Alcohol was rarely excited. Good stuff? Lin Xian's eyes lit up. If Lord Alcohol said it was good stuff, then it couldn't be wrong. Don't you want to repair your cloak? Just buy this material. I guarantee that it will become a spirit class artifact. Really? It's that magical? Lin Xian was delighted, but he didn't dare to show too much excitement. Many of the martial artists here were old foxes. If he paid too much attention to it, it might attract the attention of others. 11,000 spirit stones? Lin Xian made a bid. Someone actually bought it? 10,000 mid-grade spirit stones was worth more than a low-grade spirit class martial skill. No one made a bid. The purple-robed beauty's eyes flickered as if she wanted to say something. At this moment, a bid came from Private Room 10. 12,000 spirit stones. Miss Qian made a bid. Could it be something good? Many people's eyes flickered as they made a bid. 15,000. 16,000. Lin Xian frowned. He paid close attention to the situation and didn't speak casually. 20,000. Wu Xiaoyu said casually from Private Room 13. Young master, can you tell how extraordinary this item is? The gray-robed elder asked. No, but I won't let the Medicine Emperor Court get what they want so easily. The price kept rising, and soon it reached 50,000 mid-grade spirit stones. This price came from Private Room 13, and it was the highest price so far. 50,000 mid-grade spirit stones shocked many martial artists. Even Song Qianqian didn't continue to bid. She just thought that the translucent veil looked good and wanted to buy it to make clothes. However, she couldn't accept the price. Although she was arrogant, she wasn't a fool. 50,000 spirit stones. Anyone else? The purple-robed beauty asked with a smile. She was already satisfied with the price. Wu Xiaoyu's expression eased a little. He was in a good mood after Song Qianqian stopped bidding. At least in his opinion, he won this round. As for what he bought, he didn't care. However, just as he was about to enjoy the feeling of victory, a voice came from below. 60,000 spirit stones. Everyone was stunned. They didn't expect someone to bid at the last moment. This was a slap to Wu Xiaoyu's face. Private Room 25. Who is this person? He's not giving face to young Master Wu? I don't know, but I know he's going to be in trouble. Someone gloated. Indeed, Wu Xiaoyu was very angry. He sat up straight and looked down with a sinister look in his eyes. Other than the Medicine Emperor Court, no one dared to offend him. Chapter 320. Lin Xian's actions were undoubtedly a slap to his face, and a slap to the Pill Emperor Hall's face. Wu Xiaoyu couldn't stand it. Young master, it's room 25. The gray-robed old man behind him said, You dare to compete with me? You're courting death. Wu Xiaoyu sneered. 80,000 spirit stones. 80,000? The crowd exclaimed, raising the price by 20,000 in one go. He really didn't treat mid-grade spirit stones as money. Hearing the envious voices of the crowd, Wu Xiaoyu's mood improved. Lin Xian frowned. He could tell that the person who bid didn't want the material at all, but wanted to save face. However, this material was extremely important to him, so he wouldn't give face to anyone. 100,000, Lin Xian said in a deep voice. The crowd fell silent for a moment. No one thought that this unknown material would be auctioned for 100,000 mid-grade spirit stones. 10. Young master, there's another auction in Qingyang City in 5 days. We can't waste spirit stones recklessly, the gray-robed old man reminded. Wu Xiaoyu's face immediately darkened. His body trembled slightly as he stared at room 25 on the opposite second floor. The auction hall was circular and had a total of 3 floors. Lin Xian was on the east side of the second floor, while Wu Xiaoyu was on the west side of the third floor. The two were facing each other. However, the room's security measures were very good. Not only couldn't they see inside, but they couldn't use their soul force either. Number 25. I'll remember you. Wu Xiaoyu's tone was gloomy. After the auction, I'll let you know what regret is. Seeing that Wu Xiaoyu didn't bid again, the crowd was slightly stunned. They felt that it didn't match his title of Little Overlord. 100,000 spirit stones. Congratulations to number 25 for winning the cleansing flow gauze. The purple-robed beauty smiled. Lin Xian was relieved when he heard that, but he was still a little dissatisfied. I actually spent so many spirit stones. Damn it. Alcohol Lord was so angry that he laughed. Kid, you should be content. This thing is definitely worth more than 1,000,000 spirit stones. You've definitely gotten a great deal by buying it for 100,000. Hee hee. Lin Xian laughed dryly and rubbed his chin. Maybe I didn't even need to spend a single spirit stone. Didn't he want a level 4 medicinal pill? He probably needs it urgently. Maybe I should meet this employer. Lin Xian did not participate in the following auctions. However, there was a high-grade profound rank sword behind it that was incomparably sharp. Lin Xian didn't have many spirit stones, so he could only watch. For hours later, the auction ended. As the crowd began to disperse, Wu Xiaoyu led the gray-robed old man towards private room number 25. This action attracted the attention of many people. Many warriors cast sidelong glances. Some shook their heads and sighed. Sigh, looking at young Master Wu's angry face. I'm afraid the owner of number 25 is going to be unlucky. I told you. The little tyrant won't take this lying down. It has nothing to do with us. Hurry up and leave. Lin Xian opened the door and walked out. He had to go backstage to settle the accounts. In the end, not long after, he was blocked by someone. Brat, you've got guts. You dare to raise the price with me? Do you know who I am? Wu Xiaoyu had an unfriendly expression on his face. When he saw how young and weak Lin Xian was, he didn't have any misgivings in his heart. The other warriors who passed by were also surprised. They didn't expect that the person who was competing with young Master Wu would be so delicate and weak. Give me the items you bought from the auction, and give me 100,000 spirit stones as compensation. If you do, I might consider letting you off. Wu Xiaoyu lifted his chin. If not, I have plenty of ways to play you to death. This is an auction. The highest bidder wins. If you want to throw a tantrum, you've found the wrong person. Lin Xian's countenance sank, and his tone wasn't polite at all. You're courting death. Wu Xiaoyu was enraged. No one had ever dared to talk back to him like this. Get the hell out here. I'll kill you today. After speaking, he grabbed towards Lin Xian, wanting to drag him out. Humph. Lin Xian coldly snorted. His body emitted a silvery glow, akin to lightning in the dark night. The surrounding warriors were shocked. They didn't expect that someone would dare to go against young Master Wu. Could it be that he didn't care about the Pill Emperor Hall's revenge? Both of you, please calm down. A silhouette quickly descended. You can't fight here. Please restrain yourselves. The person who intervened was actually the purple-robed beauty. At this moment, her body was filled with the aura of a harmonious spirit realm warrior. The silvery glow on Lin Xian's body flashed and quickly disappeared. He nodded and walked towards the backstage. Wu Xiaoyu's face was ferocious. He glared hatefully at Lin Xian. I don't believe that you won't come out. As long as you come out, it will be the time of your death. After speaking, he brought the gray-robed elder with him, wanting to leave. The purple-robed beauty heaved a sigh of relief. If Wu Xiaoyu really went crazy and attacked, she wouldn't be able to handle it. He actually didn't put young Master Wu in his eyes. What's his background? The purple-robed beauty revealed a curious expression. Young Master, the items you want are here. Please follow me. The purple-robed beauty caught up with Lin Xian. Thank you very much. Lin Xian's expression was calm. He asked, May I know where the employer who consigned the cleansing flow yarn is? I want to meet him. Oh, do you have a 4th-grade pill? The purple-robed beauty was surprised. I don't have any pills, but I can try other methods. Lin Xian smiled. Don't tell me you want to rob him? Do I look like a bad guy? Lin Xian smiled bitterly. All right, I'll arrange it for you. The purple-robed beauty quickened her pace. Not long after, Lin Xian was brought to an elegant room. Inside, there was a thin figure waiting with her head lowered. She kept twisting her fingers, looking very uneasy. You are the owner of the cleansing flow yarn? Lin Xian asked. You have a 4th grade pill? The figure raised her head. It's you. Both of them were stunned at the same time. This thin figure was none other than Lin Xian's old friend from the Yun State's Black Heaven sect, Yin Qingyi. This young girl had always looked delicate and weak. It seemed that she had not changed at all. Big brother Lin, why are you here? Yin Qingyi asked softly. Actually, I wanted to ask you the same thing. Lin Xian smiled. Do you really need a 4th grade pill? Yes. Yin Qingyi nodded heavily. My grandfather needs it. Can you tell me more about it? Lin Xian asked. My grandfather's movements have been getting more and more difficult. He once asked someone to take a look at him. That person said that a 4th grade pill can cure my grandfather's illness. I don't have a 4th grade pill. Can you let me see your grandfather? Maybe I have a way, Lin Xian said. All right, big brother Lin. Come with me. Yin Qingyi led the way. The purple-robed woman waited outside the door. Lin Xian took out 100,000 spirit stones. After deducting the handling fee, give it all to her. There's no need, big brother Lin. Yin Qingyi whispered. Take it, Lin Xian said. I can't take your things for free. Following that, the two of them walked out. Just as they were about to reach the exit, Lin Xian frowned. He sensed that Wu Xiaoyu was still waiting outside. This fellow is really persistent. Lin Xian's expression turned cold. Ignore him. Didn't you get the cleansing flow yarn? I'll teach you how to use it, Lord Alcohol said with a smile. Chapter 321. Not only can this thing repair your cloak, but it also has an invisibility function, Lord Alcohol said. If you use it together with your cloak, they won't be able to find you. It's that magical? Lin Xian was surprised. He realized that this cleansing flowing gauze was indeed a good thing. Lord Alcohol taught him how to use it briefly, and Lin Xian quickly grasped it. He told Yin Qingyi the whole story and said, Hold on to me tightly and don't make a sound. Yin Qingyi nodded subconsciously. Then, she felt a pair of strong hands pull her into an embrace. Leaning against Lin Xian's side and feeling his aura, Yin Qingyi blushed slightly. Ready, Lin Xian reminded her. Then, he covered himself with the cleansing flowing gauze and used the method taught by Lord Alcohol to activate it. An inexplicable force supported them, and the two of them seemed to disappear. Lin Xian hugged Yin Qingyi and quickly walked outside. Because the cleansing flowing gauze was too small, the two of them had to lean against each other. Lin Xian's arm accidentally touched Yin Qingyi's soft body. Yin Qingyi exclaimed, but Lin Xian quickly covered her mouth. The gray-robed old man, who was standing beside Wu Xiaoyu, was puzzled. He used his harmonious spirit realm ability to sense the situation around him. In the end, nothing happened. What's wrong? Wu Xiaoyu asked. Nothing. Maybe it's just my imagination. The gray-robed old man shook his head. Young master, there's not much time left. Let's wait for another 2 hours. I don't believe that kid won't come out. Wu Xiaoyu gritted his teeth and said. Under the cleansing flowing gauze, Yin Qingyi was hugged by Lin Xian. Her mouth was covered by his hand, and from time to time, she would feel a strange sensation. Her small face turned as red as a ripe apple. Even the base of her ears and neck were pink. Lin Xian did not notice this. His nerves were already stretched to the limit. Seeing that the gray-robed old man did not make a move, he heaved a sigh of relief. He brought Yin Qingyi far away before he removed the cleansing flowing gauze. Looking at the blushing Yin Qingyi, Lin Xian finally realized the abnormality in his body. He removed his hand with a smile and rubbed his nose with a bitter smile. Yin Qingyi lowered her head deeply, her small hands fiddling with the corners of her clothes uneasily. By the way, you still haven't told me why you're here. Lin Xian changed the topic. After that, the two of them chatted as they walked, and Yin Qingyi gradually forgot about what had just happened. In fact, not long after Lin Xian left the Black Heaven sect, Yin Qingyi left as well. She had followed her grandfather to the Sky Mountain Kingdom. Recently, her grandfather had suddenly become weak. She had no choice but to take out the things at home to exchange for pills. With this kind of top-grade material, could it be that your grandfather is a weapon refiner? Lin Xian asked. Yes, my grandfather is very powerful. Yin Qingyi was a little excited, but when she thought of her sick grandfather, her eyes dimmed again. The two of them left the Crimson Crescent City and arrived at the foot of a mountain 30 li away from the city. There was a small bamboo house and a small courtyard. It was very quiet. Grandfather, I'm back. Yin Qingyi ran over anxiously. Cough, cough, you little girl. You're running around again. An old man with white hair walked out. He leaned on a walking stick made of bamboo, hunched his back, and coughed non-stop. Grandfather, it's windy outside. Let me help you in. Yin Qingyi looked worried. Hello, old master. Lin Xian also walked forward. Old man Yin looked at Lin Xian. An imperceptible glint flashed across his eyes. This is grandfather, he's my friend. Yin Qingyi blushed slightly. Hee, old master. My name is Lin Xian. I've known Qingyi since we were in the Black Heaven sect. The three of them walked into the bamboo house, and Lin Xian helped old master Yin sit down. Big brother Lin, can you treat my grandfather's illness? Since I've taken the cleansing flow yarn, I'll do my best. Lin Xian said solemnly. What? You took the cleansing flow yarn? Old Master Yin was agitated. Grandfather, don't be angry. It's my fault. Yin Qingyi didn't dare to hide the truth and told him everything. Sigh, you child. Old man Yin sighed. Don't do anything stupid in the future. No one can save me. Those quacks in the past were just fooling me. Don't believe their words. If I can see you learn all of my refining skills before I die, I'll be able to rest in peace. Grandfather, you'll be fine. Yin Qingyi was so anxious that she was about to cry. Senior, don't be too pessimistic. Your illness can be treated, Lin Xian advised. Don't try to brush me off. I know my body. Since Qingyi has given you the cleansing flow yarn, I won't take it back. Old Master Yin obviously couldn't do it. Lin Xian laughed bitterly. Your illness can really be treated. Actually, Lord Alcohol had been secretly observing from the beginning. However, the conclusion he came to shocked Lin Xian. It can be treated? Old man Yin didn't believe him. Then, do you know what illness I have? I do, Lin Xian said in a low voice. Oh. Old man Yin couldn't help but ask when he saw Lin Xian's serious expression. Tell me about it. Actually, Senior isn't sick. You don't have much time left, Lin Xian said slowly. Old man Yin's eyes flashed as he stared at Lin Xian. Yin Qingyi, who was beside him, opened her mouth wide in shock. However, Lin Xian acted as though he didn't see it. He continued speaking in a steady voice. I can feel that there's an aura of death in your body that's constantly destroying your body. Crack. Old man Yin's body trembled as the bamboo pole in his hand broke. He stood up shakily, his eyes filled with shock. You can tell? Yes, Lin Xian said. Moreover, I have a way to save you. Really? Old man Yin grabbed Lin Xian's hand and coughed non-stop. Senior, don't be agitated. Lin Xian helped old man Yin sit down and chuckled. I can help Senior, but I have a condition. A condition? Old man Yin and Yin Qingyi were stunned. Kid, don't tell me you want to marry my granddaughter? Old man Yin narrowed his eyes. Grandpa, Yin Qingyi called out shyly. Lin Xian smiled bitterly and rubbed his nose. Actually, it's something else. I heard from Qingyi that Senior is a blacksmith. I would like to ask for your help. Old man Yin looked at Lin Xian, his eyes glowing. A semi-finished spirit-grade treasure. Not bad, not bad. You can tell? Can you repair it? Lin Xian was looking forward to it. It can be repaired. However, other than the washing quicksand, I need some other materials. No problem. I can get them, Lin Xian replied. If you have all the materials, it can be repaired in half a month. Old man Yin coughed twice. Senior, here are 2 drops of earth spirit liquid. Take them first. I will slowly explain the way to save you. Earth spirit liquid. Old man Yin was excited again. That's the life liquid. You actually have such a thing. He took the white jade bottle and drank a drop. Faint traces of black gas seeped out of his body and quickly evaporated in the air. Lin Xian felt an inexplicable sense of nervousness when he saw the black aura. He felt uncomfortable all over. Suddenly, he thought of the black lotus that sealed the spirit meridian in his body. It seemed to have an aura similar to this black gas. "Senior, may I know why you are infected with this death gas?" Lin Xian asked. Chapter 322. Sigh. Old man Yin sighed heavily. "It's all in the past. Let's not talk about it." It seemed like he didn't want to talk about it at all. Lin Xian could only give up and talk about the cloak with him again. In the following days, Lin Xian stayed here temporarily. He passed the black cloak and the washing quicksand to Old Man Yin and went to look for other materials. During this time, he also sorted out the method to treat the death aura in Old Man Yin's body and finally came up with a reliable plan. Lin Xian handed the materials he sorted out to Old Man Yin. The latter was so emotional that he shed tears. After spending 10 days, Lin Xian finally gathered all the materials he needed. The next thing was for Old Man Yin to repair the black cloak. During this process, Lin Xian watched from the side. Old Man Yin didn't have any objections to this. After a few days of observation, Lin Xian felt respect for Old Man Yin. Not to mention other things, just this method of refining was an eye-opener for him. Old Man Yin even repaired the inscriptions on the cloak. Half a month passed quickly, and the black cloak's repair was finally completed. Lin Xian stroked the black cloak happily and found that the dark red patterns on it were clearer. "Hee, kid. With the washing quicksand, the cloak's quality is better than expected." Old Man Yin laughed. "It has the 3 secret techniques you mentioned, and it can be invisible for a longer time." The black cloak, which had become a spiritual artifact, had 3 secret techniques other than increasing speed. Blood sacrifice cloak, burning the body's essence blood to activate the cloak and achieve high-speed movement. This secret technique had saved Lin Xian's life more than once. The remaining 2 were new secret techniques. Invisibility. Not only could it hide one's aura, but it could also hide one's body. No one below the spirit detecting realm or 4th grade inscription master would be able to detect it. However, there was a time limit of 20 breaths. With Lin Xian's speed, it was enough for him to do a lot of things. The 3rd secret technique, doppelganger. It could create 2 doppelgangers that were similar to the real body and could last for 30 breaths. Lin Xian happily put it on. With this cloak, his strength had become even stronger. He estimated that this cloak was one of the top treasures among low-grade spirit-grade treasures. After repairing the cape, Lin Xian still had other tasks to complete, so he planned to leave. "That's good too. I also want to leave this place and recuperate somewhere else," Old Man Yin said. "If I don't die, I'll definitely repay your kindness in the future. Big brother Lin, you have to be careful," Yin Qingyi said with a red face. "You too. The next time we meet, I hope you'll become a powerful artificer." Lin Xian smiled. Waving goodbye, Lin Xian left the bamboo cabin. He had already been in the Heavenly Mountain Empire for a month. Seeing that the Pill King competition was getting closer, he decided to make another trip to the Pill King Valley. Lin Xian's figure flickered, and his black cloak fluttered behind him. His speed had reached the pinnacle. The surroundings of the Pill King Valley were silent, but there was no longer the barrier of light. "Looks like the valley has been unsealed." Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile as he walked inside. Not long after entering the valley, he attracted the attention of the martial artists in the valley. "Who dares to trespass into the Pill King Valley? Since you're here, don't go back." For figures rushed over like lightning and surrounded Lin Xian. "I'm here to look for Senior de Quebec," Lin Xian explained his purpose of visit. "You're looking for the Valley Master?" The 4 of them looked at Lin Xian suspiciously. "Why are you looking for the Valley Master? What's your purpose?" The 4 of them looked cautious. "I can't tell you in detail. Just let me see Senior de Quebec," Lin Xian shrugged. Cut the crap. Do you think it's so easy to see the Valley Master? What if you're a spy sent by the Medicine Emperor Court and want to harm the Valley Master?" The 4 disciples were on high alert, and their eyes were filled with ferocity. "What's the matter? Why are you so noisy?" At this moment, a young man rushed over from afar. The young man wore a golden robe with green patterns, and there was a sense of arrogance between his brows. He stepped on the air, and it was obvious that he was a harmonious spirit realm martial artist. Young Master Wu is here. The 4 disciples said respectfully. It's you? The young man saw Lin Xian and revealed a sinister smile. This young man was none other than Wu Xiaoyu, the one who had a conflict with Lin Xian. Brat, I've been looking for you for a long time. I didn't expect you to come here. Wu Xiaoyu sneered. Let's see where you can run to this time. Young Master Wu, you know this brat? He trespassed into the valley and said that he wants to see the Valley Master. One of the disciples said quickly, See the Valley Master? Wu Xiaoyu's eyes flickered slightly. What's the matter? He didn't say. The 4 of them stared at Lin Xian fiercely. Brat, let me ask you. Who are you? Why are you looking for the Valley Master? Lin Xian was so angry that he laughed. Were these people destined to be constables? I have to talk to Senior DK face to face. Lin Xian said slowly. If you delay my meeting with Senior DK, I'm afraid you will suffer. You? How dare you scare young Master Wu? The 4 disciples sneered. Do you know young Master Wu's identity? No need to say more. Chop him into pieces and use him as fertilizer. Wu Xiaoyu's face was cold. You want to catch me? Don't regret it. Lin Xian's face showed a trace of anger. He was the one who cured Old Man D. Quebec. Logically speaking, he was the great benefactor of the Peking Valley. But now, he was being treated like a criminal. How could Lin Xian not be angry? I'll just tie you up. Wu Xiaoyu sneered. I want to see Grandpa Han. You 4, tie him up. The 4 of them took out ropes and were about to tie him up. Lin Xian didn't resist and let them tie him up. He said in a low voice, It's easy to tie me up, but it's hard to untie me. Cut the crap and let's go. The 4 disciples snorted. Lin Xian sneered and followed behind calmly. He wanted to see what would happen when he saw Old Man D. Quebec. Along the way, the disciples in the valley looked at Lin Xian in surprise. Many of them pointed and whispered, Who is this kid? He looks familiar. Who cares who he is? He offended young Master Wu. He's dead. I heard he trespassed into the valley. He can forget about leaving this place for the rest of his life. As the disciples talked, they didn't forget to greet Wu Xiaoyu respectfully. Grandpa Han, your grandson is here to see you. The young Wu Xiaoyu came to a pavilion and said respectfully, Haha, Xiaoyu is here. An old voice sounded. Then, an old man in a wheelchair slowly walked out. Your father sent you again. Before Old Man DK could finish his sentence, he saw Lin Xian behind the crowd. Immediately, he straightened his body and stretched out his trembling hands. Grandpa Han, what's wrong? Wu Xiaoyu was confused. Following the old man's gaze, he saw Lin Xian calm and collected. Oh, this kid trespassed into the valley. I suspect he's a spy from the Medicine Emperor Court. I plan to use him as fertilizer. Before Wu Xiaoyu could finish, Old Man DK called out excitedly, Young Master Lin, you're finally here. Young Master Lin? Wu Xiaoyu was stunned. He had a bad feeling. Chapter 323. Not only was Wu Xiaoyu stunned, but the other disciples were as well. They had all sorts of guesses as to how Lin Xian would die, but they had never thought that it would be like this. Grandpa Han, are you seeing things? He's clearly a weak ant. Wu Xiaoyu hurriedly said. However, DK acted as if he hadn't heard anything and pushed his wheelchair forward. Young friend Lin, you're finally here. I've been worried sick these past few days. The old man's voice trembled. Why are you? DK was furious when he saw the rope around Lin Xian. What's going on? The 4 disciples beside him trembled and almost wet themselves. Even Wu Xiaoyu's eyelids were twitching. He had never seen DK so angry before. Haha, I haven't seen you in half a year, and the way you welcome people has changed a lot. Lin Xian teased. When did ropes become popular? It's a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. DK hurriedly explained. He still needed to rely on Lin Xian to heal his leg. Moreover, the 1,000 spiders, 1,000 poisons grass that hadn't changed in decades had sprouted. This made him trust Lin Xian even more. Who did this? Get over here. DK was furious. Hua. The 4 disciples beside him fell to their knees and crawled to DK's side, crying and begging for mercy. Valley Master, we were wrong. We were really wrong. What's the use of telling me? Why aren't you kowtowing to our young friend Lin Xian? DK slapped the 4 disciples in front of Lin Xian. Young friend Lin, I'll leave these 4 to you. Young master, please spare our lives. The 4 disciples were so scared that their faces were pale. They kept kowtowing. We were blind and didn't know who you were. We deserve to die. Young master, please be magnanimous and let us go. Yes, just treat us like we're farts and let us go. Lin Xian smiled. I think it's easy to tie me up, but hard to let me go. If it were anyone else, they would have died countless times already. What's the point of chopping them into fertilizer? I think you guys are pretty good. Just treat them as fertilizer. No. The 4 of them trembled and fainted. Take them away and deal with them according to your valley rules, Lin Xian said in a low voice. DK waved his hand, and the disciples behind him immediately pulled the 4 unconscious people away. Everyone else looked at Lin Xian in horror, not daring to show the slightest disrespect. Wu Xiaoyu's face darkened. It was his idea to use Lin Xian as fertilizer, and it was also his idea to tie up Lin Xian. However, he did not expect his opponent's counterattack to be so fierce that he was knocked unconscious. That you? Come here and untie me. Lin Xian looked at Wu Xiaoyu. You? What did you say? Wu Xiaoyu's face darkened. Are you deaf? Lin Xian sneered. I remember that it was your idea to make me a fertilizer. What, do you want to accompany them? DK immediately understood. It seemed like there was a lot of hatred between the 2 of them. Forget it. Anyway, the 3rd Hall Master is not a good person. He always wants to trick me into revealing his alchemy skills. This time, I'll just sacrifice his son. Xiaoyu, do as little friend Lin says. DK snorted coldly. Grandpa Han. Wu Xiaoyu panicked. He was the son of the 3rd Hall Master of the Pill Emperor Hall. Now that he was asked to lower his head and apologize, he could not do it. Little brat, how dare you? DK's face darkened. A powerful aura gushed out, causing Wu Xiaoyu's body to tremble. I'll go. Wu Xiaoyu was about to cry. He gritted his teeth and walked over. His eyes were about to spit fire. Suppressing the anger in his heart, he untied Lin Xian. That's it? Lin Xian sneered. You're too uneducated. Didn't your parents teach you to apologize if you did something wrong? Who? Wu Xiaoyu's chest heaved up and down violently. His eyes were red and he said in a low voice, I'm sorry. What's with that look? Don't tell me you want to take revenge? Lin Xian rubbed his ears. I'm going to kill you. Wu Xiaoyu went crazy. Boom. DK waved his hand and slapped him away. Go back. Don't embarrass yourself here. Wu Xiaoyu crawled up from the ground and ran out of the valley like a wild beast. Lin Xian, I'll definitely kill you. And that cripple. If it wasn't for my father telling me to trick you into revealing your alchemy skills, would I even care about you? I'll definitely take revenge for this. Wu Xiaoyu roared in his heart. In the valley, Lin Xian did not take this matter to heart. This Wu Xiaoyu had caused trouble for him time and time again. If it wasn't for DK, he would have crippled this bully long ago. Is there any trouble? Lin Xian asked. He's just a brat. What trouble could there be? DK's eyes flashed. His father has been trying to steal my alchemy skills more than once. Does he really think I don't know? All right, I don't want to interfere with your Pill Emperor Hall's matters. Lin Xian shook his head. I'm here to treat your leg. Little friend Lin, please come in, DK said. The 2 of them walked into the secret room. DK took out a box of ingredients and his face was filled with excitement. I've gathered all these ingredients. When would you like to start? Now. Lin Xian used his soul to scan the ingredients and found that they were all complete. He couldn't help but praise the Pill Emperor Hall's abilities. Ordinary spirit transformation realm cultivators might not be able to gather all these ingredients even in 10 years. But DK actually managed to gather all of them in half a year. If I hurry, I might be able to cure your leg before the Pill Emperor competition. Lin Xian estimated the time. Little friend Lin also knows about the Pill Emperor competition? DK laughed. I wonder if you're interested in participating? Lin Xian shook his head. He still had many things he needed to do. If a genius like you participates, your name will definitely spread throughout the Heavenly Mountain Empire. At that time, even the Mu clan and Black Wind sect won't dare to find trouble with you. You don't have to praise me. Lin Xian laughed. Besides, I won't be staying in the Heavenly Mountain Empire for long. AI. DK sighed heavily. Actually, I have my own selfish motives. I think if you can represent the Pill Emperor Hall, our chances of winning will increase by a lot. You guys already call yourselves the Pill Emperor Hall. I'm sure you have many alchemy geniuses. I won't join in the fun. Old man DK sighed. Little friend Lin, you don't know. Although there are a few good seedlings in the palace, the opponent is even stronger. Especially the Medicine Emperor Hall. It's said that someone in their younger generation broke through to the 3rd grade. 3rd grade? Lin Xian was also surprised. He was currently only at the peak of the 2nd grade. There was still a long way to go before he could reach the 3rd grade. It seemed like the Heavenly Mountain Empire was indeed filled with geniuses. Lin Xian and DK chatted for a while. Then, Lin Xian carried a box of ingredients and began to teach DK how to concoct the white flower marrow cleansing powder. DK sat up straight and was extremely serious. Chapter 324. Although DK had the pill formula, he didn't know how to refine it or the amount of ingredients needed. This time, Lin Xian wanted to give him all these things. Little friend Lin, not only did you save my leg, you even gave me an ancient pill formula. I really don't know how to thank you. You saved me once, so I'm repaying you. Lin Xian smiled. No, this is 2 big gifts. The white flower marrow cleansing powder can not only cure my poison, it can also cure hundreds of other poisons. I'm aware of that. This is already comparable to the white dragon ascension pill. Lin Xian's hands trembled as he held the ingredients. His body trembled as he turned around abruptly, his eyes shining brightly. White dragon ascension pill. You've seen it before? Lin Xian asked excitedly. No, but the reward for this year's Pill King competition is this pill. It's said to be an ancient pill. DK said. The reward for the champion. Lin Xian sucked in a deep breath. Little friend Lin, do you need this pill? DK asked. Very much. Lin Xian didn't stand on ceremony. If little friend Lin can represent the Pill Emperor Hall in this competition and become the champion, I'll give this pill to you. Really? Lin Xian was moved. This is a 5th grade pill. Hee, it is indeed a 5th grade pill, but there's only one of it. Old man DK said, not only did you heal my leg, but you also gave me an ancient level 4 pill formula. What can I give you? Even if you ask me to risk my life, I'll do it. DK said, thank you, old man. This pill is indeed very important to me. Lin Xian was ecstatic. To fuse with the great dragon sword, he first needed to prepare 2 things. The first was a feminine item to protect his body, such as the white dragon ascension pill. The second was the chi of a true dragon. And now, the white dragon ascension pill was right in front of him. However, it won't be easy to become the champion. The Medicine Emperor Courtyard is our greatest enemy. DK said, I wonder how the Pill King tournament will be held? Lin Xian asked. All right, I'll explain it to you in detail. Old man DK put down the herbs and said in a deep voice, there are 3 aspects to this Pill King tournament. The first is the influence of medicinal pills. Within a month of the competition, the various pill factions will rely on the pills they have launched. Whichever pill faction obtains the most support, which faction occupies the largest market share, and so on will be counted in the influence. The second one is a competition for the younger generation. It's mainly about alchemy. The third one is a competition between the top alchemists of the various alchemy forces. After Lin Xian finished listening, he discovered that this Pill King tournament's assessment was very comprehensive, covering virtually every aspect. Only by winning in every aspect would one have the qualifications to become an alchemy king. For example, the Pill Emperor Hall had obtained the title of Pill Emperor many times in a row. However, in recent years, the Medicine Emperor Hall's development was extremely fast. Their strength had already surpassed the Pill Emperor Hall. Senior, how confident are you in winning? Lin Xian asked. I used to have a 40% chance, but if you join, my chances of winning will increase to 60%, Old Man DK said honestly. 60%. Lin Xian pondered for a moment. This wasn't good news for him. However, there was nothing he could do now. He could only wait for the competition to start and think of a solution according to the actual situation. Forget it, let's treat his injuries first. Lin Xian began to help Old Man DK with all his might. In the following days, Lin Xian treated his poison while learning alchemy from Lord Alcohol. Old Man DK's legs gradually regained feeling. In the end, he could even walk upright. At this moment, Old Man DK cried. Although he was a spirit transformation realm expert and the Pill Emperor Hall's Lord Hall Master, he still cried the moment he stood up. How many years had it been? He thought that he would only be able to sit in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. He didn't expect to be able to stand up one day. Little friend Lin, you are my benefactor. Don't say that. Lin Xian comforted him. After a long time, Old Man DK finally regained his composure. If the news of Senior's legs being healed spreads, it should raise the morale of the Pill Emperor Hall by a lot. Lin Xian smiled. It's not that simple. Old Man DK sat back in his wheelchair. The Pill Emperor Hall isn't as good as it seems. I'm not in the Pill Emperor Hall most of the time. Although I'm the Lord Hall Master in name, the ones in charge of the Pill Emperor Hall are the other two Hall Masters. These 2 years, the third Hall Master has been very active. He often sent his son to visit me and even requested to take me in as a disciple. It seems like he's unwilling to be left out. Old Man DK's gaze turned sharp. The Pill Emperor Hall was created by me. In the past, my legs weren't good, so I didn't have the mood to manage it. But now, it's different. This competition might be my chance to regain control of the Pill Emperor Hall. So, don't spread this news. You have the final say in your business. Lin Xian shrugged. But the competition will start in 2 days. I wonder what kind of pills the Pill Emperor Hall will take out this time. Right now, there were many pills on the market, but the ones that were in demand the most were still recovery type and healing type. After all, as a cultivator, these 2 types of pills were a must. If not, what would happen if you ran out of spiritual energy in the middle of a battle? And there were also healing type pills that could save your life at critical moments. Our Pill Emperor Hall can be said to be the leader of the Heavenly Mountain Empire in the field of healing type pills. Hence, this time around, healing type pills will be the main focus. Lin Xian nodded. Healing type pills were indeed in demand. Every time after a battle, he would also drink a few mouthfuls of spirit wine. Old Man DK continued, other than this, because of me, there are also some unique pills in the field of detoxification pills, healing type, detoxification type. Lin Xian understood. What about the Medicine Emperor Hall? He continued asking. Only by knowing the enemy and knowing oneself would one be able to win easily. The Medicine Emperor Hall occupied the majority of the market for recovery type pills. Other than this, their pills that could increase one's attack power were also very popular. Lin Xian's eyes flashed. As expected, their recovery type pills were monopolized by the Medicine Emperor Hall. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to compete with the Pill Emperor Hall. Little friend Lin, this is our healing type pill, the blood coagulation pill. It can quickly stop bleeding. This is my improved version. Lin Xian took the pill and glanced at it. He used the method taught by Lord Alcohol to check it. He discovered that after DK's improvement, the effects of the pill had increased by a lot. Not bad. Lin Xian smiled. It should be a top-notch pill in the market. DK still wanted to say something, but suddenly, an urgent cry rang out from outside. Let's go out and take a look. DK returned to his wheelchair and pushed it outside. In front, in the main hall, a few disciples of the Pill Emperor Hall stood there anxiously, looking very flustered. Ahai, why are you back? DK was somewhat surprised. Valley Master, bad news? The disciple called Ahai said in a panic. There are rumors that the Medicine Emperor Hall has recently refined a healing type pill. Its effects are better than ours. Chapter 325. In the main hall, there were already several disciples waiting. Lin Xian pushed Old Man DK as he slowly walked over, his countenance calm. When the crowd saw Old Man DK, their flustered emotions calmed down by quite a bit. "Ah, hi, what's going on? Why are you back?" Old Man DK asked. "Valley Lord, this is bad. The news is spreading like wildfire." Ahai anxiously replied. "The Medicine Emperor Hall has just concocted a new batch of healing pills. They say that the effects are even better than our blood-staunching and body-strengthening pills." What? Everyone was shocked. Isn't the Medicine Emperor Hall specialized in recovery pills? When did they start to concoct healing pills? Impossible. Our Pill Emperor Hall's healing pills are the best in the market. The crowd discussed fervently. Although they didn't believe it, their expressions showed how nervous they were. "Enough," Old Man DK said in a low voice. "Don't panic. The competition is approaching. This news might be spread by our enemies to disturb our emotions. Don't panic. Even if they really concocted a new batch of healing pills, we won't be afraid. Because we will soon have a new batch of healing pills. In terms of effects, it will be much better than the previous batch. Valley Lord is wise. Valley Lord is mighty." Hearing Old Man DK's words, the crowd finally relaxed. After the crowd dispersed, Lin Xian furrowed his brows. The Medicine Emperor Hall was so aggressive. This wasn't a good omen. "Little friend Lin, don't worry. I'm very confident in my newly concocted pills," Old Man DK said. Before this, when he was in seclusion, he had been researching this new batch of healing pills. In his opinion, no one would be able to surpass him in the field of healing pills. In the Wind Moon City, there was a majestic palace that occupied a vast area. This place was none other than the Medicine Emperor Hall. "Dean, the news has already been released. Everyone is looking forward to it," a cultivator respectfully reported. "But the Pill Emperor Hall doesn't really believe it. That bunch of trash. Do they really think their alchemy skills are unparalleled under the heavens?" In the Great Hall, an imposing middle-aged man coldly laughed. "This time, we'll let them know that there's no limit to how strong they are. This time, we'll definitely crush the Pill Emperor Hall. It's all thanks to Elder Blackheart's help. You're truly the benefactor of the Medicine Emperor Courtyard." Seated below, a group of elders laughed. At the head of the table sat an old man in a black robe. He chuckled and said, "I hope Dean Song doesn't forget our agreement. Don't worry, as long as we can get rid of the Pill Emperor Hall and become the champion of the Pill King competition, I will definitely do as you say." Song Yunqing laughed. Time passed quickly, and in the blink of an eye, it was the day of the Pill King competition. On this day, the Inscription Alliance issued an announcement announcing the official start of the Pill King tournament. As this wasn't their first time participating in the competition, everyone was very clear about the rules. In the following month, all they had to do was to bring out their best pills and publicize them. Whoever could win the hearts of martial artists and seize the market would be the winner. There were a total of tens of powers participating in the Pill King competition, but the most eye-catching ones were the Pill Emperor Hall and the Medicine Emperor Courtyard. The two families were on par with each other in terms of strength. They were the top alchemy forces in the Heavenly Mountain Empire, and they had been fighting both openly and covertly for many years. Both sides had their own unique points. This time, whoever could bring out a new pill would be able to suppress the other party. Firstly, the Pill Emperor Hall released a new pill, the upgraded version of the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill. Its effects were increased by 20%. As soon as this pill was released, it instantly attracted the attention of many martial artists. Not only that, the pill was immediately sent to the Inscription Alliance for the elders to appraise, confirming that its effects were as good as described. Instantly, many martial artists scrambled to purchase the pill, and the entrance of the Pill Emperor Hall was almost broken. During the period of the competition, the pills were all sold at a 20% discount. Such an opportunity was extremely rare, and many people would buy many sets of it. After all, this pill was extremely useful. Who knew when it would be useful? As soon as the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill was released, it overshadowed the other tens of powers and occupied almost 80% of the market for healing pills. For a period of time, everyone in the Pill Emperor Hall was extremely excited. The second and third hall masters were also grinning from ear to ear. Just as the Pill Emperor Hall was celebrating, and the other powers were shaking their heads and sighing. The Medicine Emperor Courtyard released a new pill. As one of the top powers in the Skyhill country, every action of the Medicine Emperor Courtyard would attract the attention of countless people. Especially on the eve of the competition, there was even news of them concocting a new healing pill. Other than that, they were also the leaders in the field of recovery pills. What kind of pill is the Medicine Emperor Courtyard releasing? Everyone was filled with anticipation. Very quickly, the new pill was released, and contrary to everyone's expectations, it was really a healing pill. I believe everyone should know that the effects of our Medicine Emperor Courtyard's recovery pill, the Spirit Restoring Pill, far surpasses other similar pills. After many years of research, we recently made a breakthrough in the field of recovery pills and concocted a new pill, the Snow Lotus Clear Pill. The effect of this pill is 30% better than the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill, Dean Song Yunqing announced. His voice was like thunder, echoing far and wide. The entire Wind Moon City could hear it. Instantly, the crowd was in an uproar. 30% better than the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill, this was simply shocking. One had to know that the new blood coagulation and body strengthening pill only increased the effect by 20%. The effect of this Snow Lotus Clear Pill was one level higher than the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill. When this news spread out, the entire Heavenly Mountain Empire was in an uproar. How many years had it been? The Pill Emperor Hall had always been the leader in the field of recovery pills. Now, there was finally a new pill that surpassed the Pill Emperor Halls. And the owner of this new pill was actually the Medicine Emperor Courtyard. If this news was true, it meant that the Medicine Emperor Court had not only dominated the recovery pill market, but even the healing pill market had become theirs. This was undoubtedly a huge blow to the Pill Emperor Hall. Is the sky going to change? Many people felt a sense of oppression, like the night before a storm. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Even if they were beaten to death, they wouldn't believe it. They were the kings of recovery pills, but even they couldn't concoct such an effective pill. How could the Medicine Emperor Courtyard concoct such a pill? Although they thought so, others didn't think so. Many cultivators ran over to the Medicine Emperor Courtyard to test it out. It must be fake. When the time comes, I will sue them for false information and disqualify them from the competition. The third hall master Wu Xiong roared, "Don't be impatient. When the inscription union finishes the appraisal, the rumors will be dispelled." The second hall master said in a low voice. The second hall master of the Pill Emperor Hall was an old woman with golden flowers in her hair. She was also known as the Golden Flower Granny. She called out to her disciples, telling them to calm down and wait for the appraisal results. However, the reality was even crueler. Half a day later, the inscription union announced the results. The effect of the Snow Lotus Clear Pill was exactly the same as what the Medicine Emperor Courtyard had described. Not only that, the inscription union also gave an evaluation, saying that this was currently the best recovery pill in the Heavenly Mountain Empire. The entire Heavenly Mountain Empire was in an uproar. Countless cultivators rushed to the Medicine Emperor Courtyard. As for the Pill Emperor Hall, they fell into a dead silence. Chapter 326. The news of the inscription union's appraisal was like a bucket of cold water, drenching everyone in the Pill Emperor Hall. Many disciples' faces turned ugly as they sat on the ground. Impossible. This can't be true. Wu Xiaoyu's face was filled with disbelief. Father, quickly tell everyone that this isn't true. Enough. All of you shut up. Third Hall Master Wu Xiong shouted coldly, do what you need to do. Those who sell medicine, continue to sell medicine. The rest of you, go outside and gather information. Ahi, go buy some pills from the Medicine Emperor Hall. I'll think of something with the second Hall Master. After speaking, he and Grandmother Yuehua walked to the back of the hall. Damn it, how could this be? How could they refine it? The third Hall Master's face was gloomy. Did they ask for help? The second Hall Master guessed, no matter what, we have to stabilize the situation. We can't let the Medicine Emperor Hall continue to be so arrogant. Otherwise, we'll lose the first round. Then what should we do? The third Hall Master was irritated. Without a good pill, everything will be in vain. Forget it. Let's go find old Monster Han. The second hall master said, That's the only way. The third hall master said, I'll send someone to deliver the news. Soon, the disciples of the Pill Emperor Hall rushed towards the Pill Emperor Valley. In fact, Lin Xian and Old Man DK had already received the news without waiting for the disciples to arrive. After all, this was related to the White Dragon Ascension Pill. Lin Xian couldn't ignore it. However, this result didn't make him happy at all. Old Man DK's face was also gloomy. His body emitted a terrifying aura, causing the surrounding disciples to not dare to approach. He had absolute confidence in his new pill. In his opinion, this pill would definitely expand the market again. But he didn't expect the Medicine Emperor Hall to take out an even better pill. There's a problem. There must be a problem. Old Man DK said in a low voice. If it's a recovery-type pill, I'll believe it. But it's definitely not a healing-type pill. Old Man DK roared. They must have found help. Help? Lin Xian's expression was strange. Can't they find help in this competition? I didn't say that, but there's no one in the Tianshan Kingdom who can surpass me in terms of healing pills. Even the nearby kingdoms don't have anyone. That bastard Song Yunxing. Where did he find such an expert? Actually, it's not like there's no way, Lin Xian said slowly. These words attracted the attention of the crowd, and many disciples looked at Lin Xian in confusion. DK seemed to have thought of something as he stared at him with a hopeful expression.
Cough, cough.
Lin Xian felt his hair stand on end from being stared at like that. Letting out a dry cough, he spoke. I learned a few pills from my master, some of which have a much better effect than the Snow Lotus Clear Jade pill. Really? DK's eyes lit up. Lin Xian smiled and didn't say anything else. All of you are dismissed. Old Man DK sent everyone away. Senior, a few days ago, I heard from you that most of the authority of the Pill Emperor Hall is in the hands of the other two hall masters. Is this true? DK froze for a moment before an embarrassed expression appeared on his face. That's true. I've been looking for a way to heal my leg, so I didn't have much time to pay attention to the Pill Emperor Hall. Actually, there are also spies of the third hall master in the Pill Emperor Valley. As for the matter of the White Dragon Ascension pill, even if you agree, I'm afraid they won't let it go so easily, Lin Xian said in a low voice. DK fell into deep thought, you mean? We can make use of this opportunity to let you regain control of the Pill Emperor Hall and regain your authority. Furthermore, we can also make the other two hall masters agree to the White Dragon Ascension pill. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Okay, let's do that, DK said in a low voice. Senior, don't worry. After I get the White Dragon Ascension pill, I'll give you the pill formulas in my hands. This way, you won't have to worry in the future. Really? DK laughed. Then I'll have to thank little friend Lin. Valley Lord, someone from the Pill Emperor Hall is here. The voice of a disciple drifted in from outside. DK and Lin Xian exchanged glances before saying in a low voice, Let him in. Very quickly, a disciple walked in. We pay our respects to the Grand Hall Master. Get up, we've heard about what happened outside. You can return first. This old man will think of a solution. Yes, that disciple could only leave helplessly. How about this? I'll make a trip to the Inscription Union first to see if the Medicine Emperor Hall is up to any tricks. Take my token and go to the Pill Emperor Hall first. DK handed over a violet token. Sure. Lin Xian received it and kept it in his robes. After that, the two of them split up. Lin Xian quickly arrived at Wind Moon City. He wanted to understand the effects of the Snow Lotus Clear Jade pill first. The city was bustling with noise and excitement. Cultivators came and went with expressions of excitement. However, the scene was somewhat strange. The Pill Emperor Hall's side was deserted, while the Medicine Emperor Courtyard side was filled with a boiling cauldron of voices. Lin Xian squeezed through the crowd and spent a lot of effort to buy a few bottles of pills. Other than the Snow Lotus Clear Jade pill, he also bought the specialty pills of the Medicine Emperor Hall. There were recovery pills and tiger strength pills that increased attack power. After checking the effects of these pills, Lin Xian revealed a thoughtful expression. The effect of the Snow Lotus Clear Jade pill was indeed better than the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill. Moreover, The other two pills also had their own unique characteristics. For example, the spirit recovery pill could restore about 30% of one's spiritual energy. However, one couldn't eat too much of this kind of thing. If one ate too much, their spiritual energy would become impure and their attack power would decrease. However, this was already the best recovery pill on the market. There was also the Tiger Strength pill. It could increase one's attack power, temporarily strengthen one's muscles and bones, and increase one's combat power. However, there were also huge side effects. However, it was also a good choice to use it to save one's life. These were all top-grade pills in the Heavenly Mountain Empire, but in Lin Xian's eyes, they were all trash. He had a mysterious expert like Lord Alcohol. Even if it was ordinary herbs, Lord Alcohol could refine top-grade spirit wine, completely defeating these pills. If we're going to play, let's play big this time. Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. Since he was participating in the competition, the Medicine Emperor Hall was his biggest enemy. He wouldn't be lenient. Otherwise, the White Dragon Ascension pill wouldn't be his. He asked for a few pill recipes from Lord Alcohol and prepared to show off his skills. Although Lord Alcohol threw these pill recipes over like trash, they were enough to deal with the Medicine Emperor Hall. Among these pill formulas, there were recovery type, healing type, beautiful type, etc. Lin Xian kept them properly as he walked towards the Pill Emperor Hall with a smile on his face. Compared to the Medicine Emperor Hall, the Pill Emperor Hall was frighteningly quiet. The entrance was cold and cheerless, not even a shadow could be seen. The disciples of the Pill Emperor Hall sat there with bitter expressions. When they saw Lin Xian, they didn't have any intention of asking. Lin Xian frowned and walked in with large strides. Where is everyone? Not selling anymore? We're selling. What do you want? A disciple weakly asked. He didn't even want to move. The impact of the Snow Lotus Clear pill was too great. It was as if these people had lost their souls. Lin Xian revealed a smile. The more despair these people felt, the more dependent they would be on him. However, this smile was different in the eyes of the other disciples. Brat, what are you smiling at? Are you mocking our Pill Emperor Hall? A few disciples stood up in anger. Chapter 327. The Pill Emperor Hall was at its lowest point, and these disciples had lost their minds from the blow. When they saw Lin Xian smile, they naturally thought that he was mocking them. Our Pill Emperor Hall is not a place that anyone can bully. If you want to mock us, you should first consider your own capabilities. The surrounding disciples shouted angrily. Lin Xian helplessly rubbed his nose. These disciples were really made of glass. They couldn't even withstand such a small setback? Aren't you all too sensitive? Or are you all really failures? Lin Xian smiled. Which eye of yours saw that I was mocking you all? The dignified Pill Emperor Hall can't even withstand such a small setback? Lin Xian coldly shouted. Everyone's body trembled, awakening from their failure. They looked at Lin Xian blankly. Yeah, what's wrong with us? This won't do. We have to be alert. A few of them stepped forward, trying their best to calm down. What kind of pill do you want? Blood coagulation pill or antidote pill? Lin Xian blinked his eyes and slowly said, I don't want to buy pills. What? You don't want to buy pills? The group of disciples raged. If you don't want to buy, what are you doing here? Are you here to laugh at us? Get lost. We don't welcome you here. Lin Xian's eyes darkened. I want to see your palace lord. Quickly go and inform him. You want to see our palace lord? You think you can do that? The crowd sneered, looking at Lin Xian with an unfriendly expression. Do you know who our palace lord is? He's a peak existence in Sky Mountain Empire. Normally, even some harmonious spirit realm cultivators can't meet him. Who do you think you are? Get lost quickly, or don't blame us for being impolite. Yes, the third palace lord specifically said that we won't show any mercy to those who come to cause trouble. I have something to do with your palace lord. It's regarding the Pill King competition, and it was your first palace lord who invited me here. Lin Xian said in a low voice, You really are arrogant. First palace lord invited you here? You want to see our third palace lord? Dream on. The group of disciples' faces were ferocious. Some even took out their weapons. From their tone, Lin Xian could tell that these people were the third palace master's subordinates. It seems that the third hall master is indeed not a good person. Even his subordinates are so arrogant and despotic. Lin Xian sneered. He was not here to be bullied. What the hell? Don't you want to live anymore? A furious roar rang out. Young Master Wu is here. The group of people were overjoyed. Young Master Wu, this brat is causing trouble. He even said that he wants to see the palace master. Should we kick him out? It was Wu Xiaoyu who walked out of the hall. When he saw Lin Xian, his body stiffened and his face sank. Damn it, it's you again. Let's see who's going to save you in this young master's territory. Wu Xiaoyu gritted his teeth so hard that they were about to shatter. The humiliation he suffered in Pilking Valley was a great humiliation to him, so he was in a bad mood these days. Now, the main culprit has come knocking on his door. He can finally take revenge. Min, this brat is deliberately causing trouble. Take him down. Wu Xiaoyu almost roared. Yes. A group of people rushed over with bloodshot eyes. They were suppressed by the Medicine Emperor Hall to the point they couldn't breathe. They felt extremely uncomfortable in their hearts and needed to vent their frustrations. Thus, Lin Xian had become their outlet to vent their anger. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed. He spared this brat previously, but he didn't seem to regret it at all. Seems like the Pill Emperor Hall really needed to change hands. If not, who knew how many people would be bullied by them? A bunch of dogs. Open your eyes and see what this is. Lin Xian took out a violet token and placed it in front of him. Bzzz. The air trembled as countless gusts of wind gushed forth from Lin Xian's body. The gusts of wind were like swords and sabers, blowing on the bodies of the people around him. The palace master's token. It was unknown who shouted. Instantly, everyone froze as their faces were filled with fear and unease. It's really the palace master's token. Could it be that what he said was true? I don't need to explain what the palace master's token represents, right? Lin Xian coldly laughed. In the Pill Emperor Hall, seeing the palace master's token was equivalent to seeing the palace master himself. How could these disciples not know this? We pay our respects to the first palace master. The group of disciples trembled. You dare to not pay your respects? Lin Xian held the palace master's token and walked in front of Wu Xiaoyu. Wu Xiaoyu was stunned for a moment before he was filled with rage. Again, he lost to Lin Xian. No, I can't accept this. He's just an ant. How can I bow to him? Wu Xiaoyu's eyes turned red. How do I know if this is true or not? He gritted his teeth. You still don't want to give up? Lin Xian channeled his spiritual energy into the token, forming a gigantic, pilled character that resembled a mountain in the air. I'm the son of the third palace master. There's no need for me to bow to him. Wu Xiaoyu quibbled again. Seems like you have forgotten the rules of the Pill Emperor Hall. Don't worry, I can remind you. Lin Xian slowly said. This is the first palace master's token. Let's not talk about you. Even if your father was here, he would still have to bow to him. So what if you have the token? Wu Xiaoyu couldn't stand it anymore. To tell you the truth, my father is the one who has the final say in the Pill Emperor Hall. Let's not talk about this token. Even if that old bastard were here, he wouldn't be able to do anything. As for you, go to hell. Wu Xiaoyu unleashed his harmonious spirit realm aura and waved his terrifying palm, wanting to kill Lin Xian. Everyone was shocked. Firstly, they were shocked by the aura of a harmonious spirit realm expert. Secondly, they were afraid that Lin Xian would really be killed. If that happened, the first palace master would definitely be furious. Kneel. Lin Xian also slammed his palm down. Silver lightning surged, forming a terrifying sea of lightning. Rumble. With a muffled sound, Wu Xiaoyu's palm dissipated. His body trembled violently as if he was struck by lightning. Crack. The huge force made him kneel on the ground, creating a deep pit. With just one strike, Wu Xiaoyu was forced to kneel on the ground. Everyone was dumbfounded, standing there like statues. That was the son of the third palace master, the famous little overlord of Sky Mountain Country. Moreover, he was a genuine harmonious spirit realm expert. Normally, Wu Xiaoyu could run amok everywhere. Even the nobles and aristocratic families didn't dare to offend this little overlord. But today, he was actually kneeling in front of a young man. These disciples were scared silly, feeling as if the sky was about to collapse. Wu Xiaoyu kneeled on the ground. His head was also in a daze. He had already noticed that Lin Xian's cultivation was low, so he wanted to use his harmonious spirit realm cultivation to humiliate Lin Xian. However, he didn't expect that he would be the one being humiliated. I'm going to kill you. Wu Xiaoyu roared towards the sky. As soon as his voice was heard, countless cultivators rushed out from the Dan Emperor Hall, holding shiny weapons in their hands. At the same time, a figure flew over from the sky, carrying a powerful aura that seemed to be able to crush everything. Who dares to hurt my son? This voice formed a tsunami in the air, fusing with the surrounding spiritual energy, forming a terrifying wave that rushed towards Lin Xian. Humph! Lin Xian lifted Wu Xiaoyu up and placed him in front of his body. At the same time, his body emitted a silver light. Hua! The waves that filled the sky retreated, as if they were afraid of hurting Wu Xiaoyu. Brat, who are you? How dare you cause trouble in the Dan Emperor Hall? The third palace master coldly shouted. The elite cultivators behind him rushed over. The second palace master also walked over with his walking stick. Do you really think that the Dan Emperor Hall is easy to bully? I'm here to save you. Lin Xian sneered and threw Wu Xiaoyu out. Chapter 328. Plop. Wu Xiaoyu landed on the ground and jumped up like a spring. He roared madly, Father, kill him! Kill him! Are you injured? Come, take a blood coagulation pill. The third palace master was worried. Seeing that Wu Xiaoyu was fine, he turned his head and looked at Lin Xian. However, when he saw the token in Lin Xian's hand, he immediately retracted his murderous gaze. Palace Lord's token. The third palace master cried out involuntarily. The second palace master was also surprised. She carefully examined the token and found that it was indeed a palace lord's token. You were sent by the first palace lord?
She asked doubtfully.
Wrong. I wasn't sent by him. It was the first palace lord who invited me. Lin Xian's lips curled up. He invited you? Everyone was stunned. Was this guy crazy? Why did he invite you? The third palace master asked. He was still afraid of the first palace lord. Naturally, I'm here to save you. Lin Xian said in a low voice. The Pill Emperor Hall is suppressed to the point that we can't even raise our heads. Don't you want to resist? Hearing this, the surrounding disciples trembled. Even the two palace masters fell silent. Of course they wanted to, but they didn't have a solution. Father, don't listen to his nonsense. He's just a kid who hasn't even grown his hair yet. What solution can he have? Wu Xiaoyu yelled madly. Shut up. Although the third palace master loved his son, the competition was more important to him. You really have a solution? He asked. Of course, why else would I be here? Lin Xian laughed. Lin Xian's calmness didn't seem to be an act at all. Young master, please come in. My son is still young. Please forgive him. The third palace master was indeed a character. He knew when to yield and when to stand tall. At this moment, it was as if he had forgotten what happened just now. The second palace master also laughed. Since he was invited by the first palace lord, he is naturally an honored guest of the Pill Emperor Hall. Men, quickly prepare the best spirit tea. A group of people carefully escorted Lin Xian into the Pill Emperor Hall, as though Lin Xian was the Pill Emperor himself. The surrounding disciples were all dumbfounded. Wasn't this attitude change a little too fast? He's so young. What kind of expert could he be? Sure, you can't judge a book by its cover. Maybe he just likes to keep a low profile. A group of disciples whispered, their faces filled with lingering fear. It had to be said that the palace master token was very useful. The two palace masters' attitudes towards Lin Xian had also changed. Seems like the reputation of the first palace lord was still there. Not only that, they had been suppressed by the Medicine Emperor Hall for far too long. They didn't want to miss out on any opportunity. Lin Xian was invited to a large hall. Aside from the two hall masters, there were also a few other elders, all of whom were alchemy grandmasters. Everyone gathered to see if Lin Xian had any ideas. Lin Gongzi, do you really have a way to contend against the Medicine Emperor courtyard? The group of elders asked. It wasn't that they didn't believe him, but Lin Xian was too young. If it was an old man, maybe they would be more convinced. I know everyone doesn't believe me because I'm young, but this time, I'm here on the orders of my master to help the Pill Emperor Hall. So, you don't have to worry about this. If you don't believe me, you can ask the first palace lord later. Master? So that's the case. I don't think this brat is an alchemy grandmaster. The group of elders suddenly understood. Even the two palace masters started to believe him. Lin Xian smiled. However, this time, I'm not helping you for free. It's a deal. A deal? Everyone was stunned, but they soon understood. Indeed, there was no free lunch in this world. I wonder what reward Lin Gongzi's master wants?
The third hall master asked.
As for the reward, we've already discussed it when the first palace lord asked for my master's help. Lin Xian slowly said, I don't need any treasured weapons or spirit stones. I only need a white dragon ascension pill. What? White dragon ascension pill? Everyone exclaimed. Lin Gongzi's master is really arrogant. Yeah, that's a 5th grade pill. And it's an ancient pill. The group of elders were unwilling, and even the two hall masters were frowning. A 5th grade pill has never appeared in the Heavenly Mountain Empire before. This is the first time. To us, it's extremely precious. The second hall master said, why don't we exchange it for something else? How many spirit stones do you want? We can satisfy you. Yes, just say the word. The third hall master said, hee. Lin Xian laughed. He wasn't worried at all. Although the white dragon ascension pill is precious, without my master's help, do you think you can obtain it? Everyone fell silent. In the current situation, they had no chance of winning. At that time, not only will we not be able to obtain the pill, the reputation of the Pill Emperor Hall will also be damaged. Lin Xian laughed. I heard that the champion of the Pill King competition has always been the Pill Emperor Hall. And that's how the name of the Pill Emperor Hall came about. If we lose the competition, I'm afraid we won't be able to use the words Pill Emperor Hall in the future. Everyone couldn't sit still. What Lin Xian said was the truth. If they lost the competition, they wouldn't have the face to call themselves the Pill Emperor anymore. I want the pill, and you all want the reputation. If we each take what we need, wouldn't that be a happy ending? I agree with Lin Gongzi, and I also believe in the first hall master. An elder spoke. The one who spoke was Elder Jean. He used to be part of the first hall master's faction. Old Jean, I'm afraid you don't have the right to speak here. Another elder coldly laughed. Everything still needs to be decided by the two hall masters. Yeah, and I also don't agree to exchange the White Dragon Ascension pill. Another elderly spoke. Currently, we are only listening to Lin Gongzi's narration. As for the strength of his master, we have no idea at all. It's not good to be so careless. Yeah, since he has the strength, why don't we talk about it after he concocts the pill? If he can defeat the Medicine Emperor Hall, it wouldn't be too late to talk about the conditions then. Other than Elder Jean, the others were all subordinates of the third hall master. At this moment, they actually had the idea of gaining something without risking anything. The third hall master nodded his head in agreement. I agree with the elders. Lin Gongzi, why don't you concoct the pill first? After you successfully defeat the Medicine Emperor Hall, we can talk about the conditions then. After all, a 5th grade pill is extremely precious. We can't be careless. But don't worry, we definitely won't let you suffer a loss. Lin Xian laughed. Seems like you all don't have any sincerity. Honestly speaking, with my master's strength, it's not necessary for him to choose your Pill Emperor Hall. If it wasn't for your first hall master begging me, I wouldn't have come here. Since you all aren't willing, I will find someone else. There are many people participating in the Pill Emperor competition, be it the Wang clan or the Du clan. When the time comes and someone else obtains the title of Pill Emperor, don't cry. Lin Xian flicked his sleeves, preparing to leave. Seeing Lin Xian leaving, these people started to panic. However, they were truly unwilling to give up on the White Dragon Ascension pill. Just like this, they could only watch as Lin Xian walked further and further away. At this moment, a black silhouette descended from the skies, shouting loudly, "Little friend Lin, please wait." Chapter 329. Just as Lin Xian was about to leave, a figure descended from the skies, blocking Lin Xian's path. "Little friend Lin, let's talk things over." "Grand Hall Lord, the Grand Hall Lord is here." Seeing the figure in black, the crowd stood up in shock. One must know that the Grand Hall Lord was usually in the Pill King Valley and hadn't come to the Pill Emperor Hall for many years. Now that he appeared, it naturally caused a commotion. Elder Jean was so agitated that his body trembled as tears flowed down his cheeks. He belonged to the Grand Hall Lord's faction and had followed him in the past. But in recent years, the Grand Hall Lord didn't care about matters, and the Pill Emperor Hall was controlled by the Third Hall Lord. Now that he saw the Grand Hall Lord, he was exceptionally happy. "Little friend Lin, follow me." The Grand Hall Lord's acting was on point. He laughed as he pulled Lin Xian's hand and pushed the wheelchair into the Grand Hall. "Grand Hall Lord, why are you here?" Some of the elders had an unnatural expression on their faces. "Humph, if this old man didn't come, the Pill Emperor Hall's face would have been thrown away by you all." The Grand Hall Lord's expression sank. When he was angry, he naturally emitted the aura of a spirit transformation realm expert, causing the entire Grand Hall to turn silent. "Grand Hall Lord, don't be anxious. This matter is too sudden," the Second Hall Lord said. No one knew that the Medicine Emperor Hall had such methods. "I think they must have invited helpers." "Yes, they have helpers." Many elders agreed. "Humph." Old DK's gaze swept over, like a heavenly blade, incomparably cold. "So what if they have helpers?" "This competition didn't say that we can't invite helpers. It's their ability to invite a supreme alchemist. If you have the ability, invite him too." The group of people didn't say anything. All of them lowered their heads and feigned ignorance. Old DK was so angry. Seems like the Pill Emperor Hall had been tormented by the Third Hall Lord all these years. "It's fine if you all don't have the ability, but you all even dared to chase away the person I invited. Are your guts getting bigger and bigger?" Old DK coldly asked. "Grand Hall Lord, this brat is going too far, asking for the White Dragon Ascension pill the moment he opened his mouth. Isn't he robbing us?" Elderly said. "That's right. We don't know his true identity, so we don't dare to agree rashly," the Third Palace Master said slowly. "So, you don't even believe me?" Old Man DK was enraged. "I'm not here to discuss this matter with you. I'm here to inform you that since little friend Lin has helped the Pill Emperor Hall obtain the championship, the White Dragon Ascension pill will belong to him." "No, First Palace Master, please reconsider." The Second Palace Master also advised. "I'll tell you the truth. Not only did little friend Lin's master send him to help us, he even gave me an ancient grade 4 pill formula. So, there's no room for negotiation." "What? Ancient grade 4 pill formula?" Everyone was stunned. Their eyes were burning with passion. This was too tempting. One had to know that although the White Dragon Ascension pill was precious, there was only one. However, the ancient 4th grade pill recipes were different. As long as one could master them, they would be able to create endless wealth. The Third Palace Master was anxious. His face could not be any darker. No matter how good the ancient grade 4 pill recipe was, it had nothing to do with him. That pill recipe was in the hands of Old Man DK, and he wouldn't even get a single strand of it. "Who else has an opinion on this matter?" Old Man DK asked coldly. The Third Palace Master wanted to say something, but was stopped by the Second Palace Master's gaze. "Then this matter is settled. Little friend Lin will be in charge of the first round of the Pill King competition. We can't lose this round. Otherwise, the Pill Emperor Hall will collapse." Old Man DK's roar shocked everyone. Lin Xian calmed down and began to prepare to concoct the pill. However, he alone was not enough to concoct the pill. Even if Old Man DK was included, it still wouldn't be enough. After all, the consumption of healing pills was too large. It wasn't something that could be solved by 1 or 2 people. Fortunately, Old Man DK was prepared for this. He brought along his trusted disciples from the Pill King Valley and Elder Gene to form a temporary team. These were all people that he trusted. Lin Xian divided the concoction into several parts and assigned them to different tasks. This way, not only would it increase the efficiency, it would also ensure that the pill formula and concoction method would not be exposed. In the blink of an eye, 10 days had passed. The situation in the Heavenly Mountain Empire was one-sided. Other than the Medicine Emperor Hall, the other participating powers were all suppressed to the point that they couldn't even raise their heads. Moreover, what surprised everyone was that the Pill Emperor Hall didn't make any moves. Is the Pill Emperor Hall going to lose? Everyone was shocked. One must know that before this, the champion of the Pill King competition had always been the Pill Emperor Hall. Not only were the outsiders guessing, even the elders of the Pill Emperor Hall were panicking. The two palace masters were also waiting outside the alchemy room with gloomy expressions. Liar, that brat must be a liar. Elder Li's face was malevolent. It's already been 10 days, and there's no movement at all. If this continues, we'll definitely lose. That's right. Third Palace Master, you guys should make a decision. Father, I already said that brat is unreliable. Why don't we take this opportunity to chase him out? Wu Xiaoyu said viciously. Just as the third palace master was about to speak, the stone door of the alchemy room opened. Ka. The ground trembled slightly as the stone door slowly opened. A medicinal fragrance drifted out. It smells so good. What kind of pill is this? Many elders' eyes lit up. Even the two palace masters were puzzled as they exchanged glances. Who wants to chase me out? Lin Xian smiled as he walked out. You? Or you? The elders shook their heads, not daring to answer. What a joke. Didn't he see the first palace master sitting behind him? First palace master, how's the pill? Granny Yuehua asked. Old man DK sat in his wheelchair and laughed in a low voice. Very good. We'll definitely win this time. Honestly speaking, he knew that Lin Xian was amazing and that the pill he concocted was extraordinary. But when the pill was successfully concocted, he realized that he had still underestimated Lin Xian's ability. The effect of this pill was 30% better than the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill he researched. It was even 20% better than the Snow Lotus Jade Clear pill from the Medicine Emperor Hall. Old man DK believed that once this pill was released, it would definitely topple the entire Heavenly Mountain Empire's medicinal pill market. Don't we need to test the pill? A group of people was puzzled. Yes, but we have to test the pill in front of all the martial artists and let them know that our pill is the best. Old man DK laughed loudly. Test the pill in front of everyone? Everyone was stunned. This was an extremely dangerous matter. If they didn't handle it well, they might lose their reputation.
First Palace Master, you have to think twice.
Don't say any more. Old man Jean, lead the disciples to spread the news. Remember, you must spread it widely. This time, we must destroy the Medicine Emperor Hall. All right, I got it. Elder Jean left with a face full of smiles. Lin Xian, Old Man DK, and the others also left, leaving behind the dazed crowd. Did you notice that the first palace master is different this time? Granny Yuehua asked with narrowed eyes. Chapter 330. He's even more arbitrary than before. The third hall master's face turned gloomy. No, I feel that he's more cheerful and confident than before. Granny Yuehua replied. It's as though he's no longer worried about his legs. You mean his legs are healed? The third hall master's expression changed. Impossible. No one can cure that kind of poison. Granny Yuehua sighed. I used to think so too. But this time, Lin Xian and his mysterious master appeared out of nowhere. We have no choice but to be on our guard. That old freak might use the White Dragon Ascension pill to exchange for a chance to cure his legs. What should we do?
The third hall master asked.
Wait and see. If that Lin Xian is really that miraculous, we'll take extreme measures. Granny Yuehua suddenly laughed coldly. Just as the Pill Emperor Hall was busy preparing, the Medicine Emperor Hall once again announced that they would be releasing a new medicine 3 days later. This time, other than recovery-type pills, there would also be new offensive-type pills. The moment the news came out, the entire heavenly mountain empire was shaken. Heavens, the Medicine Emperor Hall is going to defy the heavens. So many new pills, are they still humans? I bet the Medicine Emperor Hall will definitely be the champion this time. Everyone was discussing fervently, feeling that there was no suspense in this competition. In the past, the Medicine Emperor Hall would already be very impressive if they could release a new medicine. But this time, they actually released new pills one after another. The other participants were all lamenting. This year's competition was the most stifling they've ever been. In the past, they could still release one or two new medicines, but this year, they had no chance at all. However, when they thought of the Pill Emperor Hall that stood at the peak of the heavenly mountain empire, they felt much better in their hearts. However, this feeling only lasted for half a day before it was broken. After the Medicine Emperor Hall, the Pill Emperor Hall also announced that they would be releasing a new medicine. Everyone was agitated. Was the Pill Emperor Hall going to retaliate? However, the people from the Medicine Emperor Hall didn't take it to heart. They maintained their arrogant attitude, completely ignoring them. At this moment, in the Medicine Emperor Hall, a group of elders were sitting in the main hall, preparing for the announcement 3 days later. This Pill Emperor Hall is really courting death. They actually dare to release their new medicine on the same day as us. What new medicine can they have? It's just a last-ditch effort. Unless they also find helpers. But in the vicinity of the Heavenly Mountain Empire, there are no other alchemy masters like Elder Blackheart. This time around, we have to crush the Pill Emperor Hall in one go, making it so that they will never be able to rise again. Pill Emperor Hall. Hearing that the Medicine Emperor Courtyard was going to release another new medicine, the elders' faces turned ugly. Damn it! Who the hell did they find? How can there be a new drug? Oh no! Oh no! I'm dead for sure this time. The first hall master is actually announcing it on the same day as them, and he's even going to the opposite side of the Medicine Emperor Courtyard? I won't go even if you beat me to death. The group of elders complained, while the two hall masters sat there with dark faces. In the alchemy room, DK frowned. Little friend Lin, even though the effects of the new medicine this time are great, it's only a small victory. It's still difficult to win against the Medicine Emperor Court. Don't be afraid. Since I brought you here, I'm naturally prepared. Lin Xin smiled. Actually, I've already thought of this situation. I have a few pill recipes here that involve recovery, attack, and beauty. This time, not only do we have to win, we have to beat them into a pulp. Lin Xin smiled and took out a few pill recipes. The White Dragon Ascension pill is mine, so we can't lose. Great. DK hugged the pill recipes, his eyes shining. Once these pills are released, the Medicine Emperor Court is finished. At that time, it's not impossible for the Pill Emperor Hall to unify the Heavenly Mountain Empire. The two of them hurriedly started to refine the pills. This time, they didn't refine too many. As long as they made a name for themselves, they could find someone else to refine them for them in the future. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. On this day, the Wind Moon City was exceptionally lively. The streets were packed with people. The Medicine Emperor Court's booth this time was at the center of the Wind Moon City, the Wind Moon Plaza. There, the booth had already been set up. They were just waiting for the time to come to open it. Martial artists were standing all around the booth, all of them waiting impatiently. In fact, there was another booth beside the Medicine Emperor Court. It was just that there weren't many people there, so no one paid attention to it. And that was the Pill Emperor Hall's booth. Idiots, they actually sold their pills at the same place as us. Did the Pill Emperor Hall's head get squeezed by a door? An elder from the Medicine Emperor Court sneered. Ignore them. After today, the Pill Emperor Hall will become history. We will be the new overlord of the Heavenly Mountain Empire. Song Yunqing said in a low voice. Pill Emperor Hall. Lin Xin woke up from his cultivation. Although he had been busy with the pill concoction these days, he didn't neglect his cultivation. After a simple breakfast, he prepared to leave. Today was the day of the new pill's release. He couldn't miss this good timing. Ouch, my stomach hurts. No, I really can't. I'm too tired from yesterday's pill concoction. I really can't walk. In the hall, a group of elders pretended to be sick and found excuses, refusing to leave. They didn't want to stand on the stage and be slapped in the face. If that really happened, they might as well kill themselves. Forget it. Don't bother with these trash. DK sighed. Old Jean, bring our disciples and set off. The two of you. If you don't want to be hall masters anymore, you don't have to come. After speaking, DK turned and left, leaving behind a group of dumbfounded people. The third hall master's face turned black. He also didn't want to go, but as a hall master, he had to go. I really want to see what kind of pills this Lin Xian can take out. Wu Xiaoyu was extremely excited. He couldn't wait for Lin Xian to be slapped in the face. Just like this, the three hall masters all went. Other than them, there was also an elder and Wu Xiaoyu. The rest were all disciples. None of the elders went. The people from the Pill Emperor Hall walked on the streets, instantly attracting the attention of the crowd. Look, it's the people from the Pill Emperor Hall. I heard they also have a product release. I wonder if their pills this time will be better than the ones from the Medicine Emperor Court? They are actually at the same place as the Medicine Emperor Court? The people in the Wind Moon Plaza were in an uproar. Everyone's hearts were filled with excitement, waiting for a good show to take place. They really dare to come. Song Yunxing stood on a high platform and looked down. Other than the three hall masters, there's only one elder. Seems like those people aren't willing to come and embarrass themselves. Many people sneered. Aren't they from the Pill Emperor Hall? Song Yunxing stood on a high platform and said, I didn't expect that even the first hall master would come. Seems like you put in a lot of effort this time, right? Yeah, Vice Hall Master Song's move is very clever. It really made me worried for a few days. DK said, but it's different now. Our new pill has a breakthrough. We won't be passive anymore. Is that so? Now that you mention it, I'm really looking forward to it. Song Yunxing laughed. You will see. DK led the crowd to the stage at the side. Let's start setting it up. The disciples were busy, but at this moment, the Medicine Emperor Court was about to start. Chapter 331. On the Wind Moon Plaza, the two stages weren't far from each other. The air was filled with the smell of gunpowder. It was obvious that the two clans were preparing to go all out. The surrounding cultivators were all excited. They didn't care about the title, they only cared about the medicinal ingredients. As long as you could bring out a good medicinal pill, these cultivators would support you with all their might. After all, the medicinal pills were related to their lives. They wouldn't joke around with their lives. Apart from the ordinary cultivators, there were also many representatives from the other clans present. There were also some major sects and aristocratic clans that were invited by the Medicine Emperor Courtyard. Compared to the fiery atmosphere of the other side, the Pill Emperor Hall's side was a little cold. The third hall master sat on the stage with a heavy expression, his cold gaze shooting towards Lin Xian from time to time. It's all because of this brat. What kind of rotten idea did he come up with to make me suffer here? However, Lin Xian and DK both had confident smiles on their faces. They were silently waiting for an opportunity. Not long after, an elder from the Medicine Emperor Courtyard walked out and said in a clear voice, Everyone, thank you for participating in this new medicine exhibition. As everyone knows, medicinal pills are a field that cultivators pay close attention to. Our Medicine Emperor Courtyard has always been working hard to improve the quality of our medicinal pills so that everyone can use better pills. Previously, when our healing pill, the Snow Lotus Clear pill, was launched, it received good reviews. Even some elders from the Pill Emperor Hall secretly bought our pills. To us, this is also a kind of affirmation. After speaking, this elder even looked at the Pill Emperor Hall's stage provocatively. Instantly, the crowd burst into laughter. The expressions of those from the Pill Emperor Hall turned ugly as they glared at the elder. Bullshit, we didn't buy any medicinal pills at all. Wu Xiaoyu shouted in anger. However, the other party didn't care at all. Not only that, the laughter of the surrounding cultivators grew even thicker. Idiot, it's useless even if you try to explain. The best way now is to give them a tight slap in the face. Lin Xian coldly laughed. You still dare to say that? It's all because of you, little thief, that we lost face together with you. Wu Xiaoyu glared at Lin Xian in anger. Idiot! Lin Xian directly closed his eyes. Over at the Medicine Emperor courtyard side, they continued, this time, we've made a new breakthrough in the field of recovery pills. Profound Essence Pill instantly recovers 40% of one's spiritual energy and can be consumed consecutively within 2 hours. The elder from the Medicine Emperor courtyard announced. What? Everyone was stunned. This effect was too good. It was much better than the spirit-restoring pill from before. The participating forces were also stunned. Taking 2 pills in 2 hours, this is a shocking breakthrough. It had to be known that the previous recovery-type pills could only be taken once and could not be taken consecutively. Otherwise, the spiritual energy in the body would be turbid, and in serious cases, it would cause the cultivation level to drop. However, the appearance of the profound Yuan pill broke this phenomenon. This had a huge impact on martial artists. Think about it, if 2 martial artists were dueling and both had no spiritual power left, they could only rely on pills to win. At this moment, if one of them could successively submit twice, it would have a huge impact on the outcome of the battle. Sigh, we've lost. We've completely lost. The alchemists shook their heads continuously. So miraculous? Is it true? The martial artists below were somewhat doubtful. Everyone, our Medicine Emperor courtyard is absolutely honest when doing business. The elder smiled and said, the pills have already been sent to the inscription union. I believe there will be a result soon. Moreover, this time, we have prepared some pills. Everyone can test them on the spot. Test them on the spot. Everyone's eyes lit up. This was the best way to verify the pills. I'll do it. A black-clothed youth stepped onto the stage. Hee, it's actually a disciple of the Black Wind sect. Sorry for the disrespect. The elder from the Medicine Emperor courtyard laughed. The Black Wind sect is a top sect. With their disciple doing the experiment, I believe everyone should be relieved. Of course, we believe in the Black Wind sect. The martial artists below responded. Then let's begin. That disciple seemed to have a special secret technique. He actually consumed all the spiritual energy in his body in an instant. Receiving a profound Yuan pill, the disciple of the Black Wind sect quickly swallowed it. In an instant, he recovered his spiritual energy again. His fists danced and struck out with the Gale fist art. Indeed, I've recovered 40%, the disciple said. Then, he dispersed his spiritual energy again and swallowed another pill. Whoosh! A green light flashed. The disciple's face was filled with excitement. He was so excited that he almost shouted. It can be used continuously. It's true, it's true. Hua! The crowd was in an uproar. I want to reserve 100 pills. I want all of them. The martial artists below were completely stirred up. I'm from Sanghuaching's clan. Give me 10,000 pills. I'm from the Black Wind sect. I want to cooperate with you for a long time. In an instant, all kinds of voices could be heard. The scene was extremely lively. Song Yunxing looked at the crowd around the stage and laughed heartily. Beside him, Elder Heixin also nodded slightly. The elders of the Medicine Emperor courtyard were abnormally excited. At this rate, they would soon occupy the entire market of the Heavenly Mountain Empire. At that time, they would be the #1 pill power. Thinking of the spirit stones rolling in the future, these people would probably wake up laughing in their sleep. On the other hand, the Pill Emperor Hall was furious. Except for Lin Xian and Old Man DK, the others could no longer sit still. Little friend Lin, is it enough? Old Man DK asked. Lin Xian opened his eyes. It's enough. After speaking, he picked up the golden gong beside him and banged it non-stop. This golden gong was a treasured artifact. Under Lin Xian's banging, a loud and unpleasant sound rang out, causing the fiery crowd to quieten down. What the hell, my ears? Has the Pill Emperor Hall gone mad? On the opposite side, the people of the Medicine Emperor courtyard were also infuriated. An elder sneered. What's wrong? Are you jealous after seeing our pills? Even if you're jealous, you can't be like this. If you have the ability, then take out a new pill. What's the point of causing trouble here? The surrounding martial artists nodded. Some of them had unfriendly expressions as they looked at the Pill Emperor Hall's stage. Lin Xian saw that the majority of the people were looking at him. He instantly put down the golden gong. Everyone, I'm not intentionally causing trouble. I'm just afraid that you guys are wasting money. Seeing you guys like this, my heart hurts. Lin Xian clutched his chest as he spoke. Wasting money? How is it wasting money? The people of the Medicine Emperor courtyard grew anxious. What's the hurry? I'm not done yet. Lin Xian didn't give them a chance to speak. Let me ask, how many of you have bought the Snow Lotus Clear Pill? Instantly, several people raised their hands in acknowledgement. Lin Xian stared at the crowd as he sighed and shook his head. And you still say that you guys didn't waste money? If you guys had waited until now, I dare to guarantee that you would have gotten a better pill. Brat, what nonsense are you talking about? The elder from the Medicine Emperor courtyard grew anxious as a terrifying aura gushed forth from him. Don't be anxious, let him continue. I want to see what tricks he has up his sleeves. Song Yunxing's face sank as he spoke. Everyone, our Pill Emperor Hall is going to introduce a new healing pill called the 100 Grass Pill. Its effects are 30% higher than the blood coagulation pill, far surpassing the Snow Lotus Clear Pill. What? The crowd was stunned. Chapter 332. The effect was 30% better than the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill. This was incredible news. One must know that the Snow Lotus Pure Pill was only 10% better than the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill. Based on this, the 100 Herbs Pill was 20% better than the Snow Lotus Pure Pill. Everyone was stunned. Their first thought was that it was impossible. This pill was way ahead of the Sky Hill Empire. Full of nonsense. The elder from the Medicine Emperor Hall coldly snorted. 30% better effect? Aren't you exaggerating a little too much? If there was such a miraculous medicine, why didn't you take it out earlier? Yeah, it's obviously fake. He must be here to cause trouble. The disciples from the Medicine Emperor Hall roared. Lin Xian wasn't in a hurry. He slowly said, if I took it out earlier, how can I slap your faces now? You. The elder from the Medicine Emperor Hall was so angry that his entire body was trembling. Song Yunxing's expression also darkened. Originally, it was a good product launch, but because of Lin Xian, it had completely lost its effect. Where did this brat come from? Do you guys know him? The people around him shook their heads. Song Qianqian gnashed her teeth and said, It's him. You know him? Song Yunxing looked at his daughter. I met him on the ship. This brat isn't from the Sky Hill Empire. Song Qianqian's face turned cold. Where did this brat come from? Get lost quickly. If he continues to cause trouble, don't blame us for being impolite. The elder from the Medicine Emperor Hall emitted a terrifying aura. However, Lin Xian directly ignored him. He said in a clear voice, the 100 Herbs Pill has already been sent to the Inscription Union. There should be a result in 2 days. However, in order to prove to everyone, we have decided to test the medicine on the spot. The warrior who will be testing the medicine this time is the son of our 3rd Hall Master, Wu Xiaoyu. Such a move is enough to show our confidence in the new medicine. What? The little tyrant is testing the medicine? The crowd was in an uproar. They rushed to the Pill Emperor Hall's booth like a tidal wave. In an instant, the booth was completely surrounded. There was no helping it. The effect of the 100 Herbs Pill was too shocking. If it was real, it would be enough to topple the market. Damn it. When did I say I'm testing the medicine? Wu Xiaoyu jumped up. The 3rd Palace Master's face also darkened. He had never seen a new medicine before, so he did not believe that it could increase the effect by 30%. Now, he was actually using his son to test the medicine. This was obviously premeditated murder. Dad, I won't go. I won't go even if I die. Wu Xiaoyu was scared and kept begging. 1st Palace Master, isn't this a little too much? The 3rd Palace Master asked in a deep voice. Whether or not we can succeed this time depends on you. Sending your son up is the most persuasive. For us, there is nothing to lose, DK said slowly. At this juncture, do you think I will harm you? Hee, young Master Wu is a little shy. Everyone, give him some time, Lin Xian said loudly from the front. The surrounding cultivators roared with laughter, and the entire audience cheered. Wu Xiaoyu's expression was ferocious. He even had the intention to kill. "I'll kill you, Xiaoyu."
The third palace master suddenly shouted in a deep voice.
"Go test the medicine." "What? Am I your biological daughter?" Wu Xiaoyu panicked. "We've never even seen that new medicine before. Who knows what effects it has? What if there are some side effects? What should I do then?" "This is a competition between us and the Medicine Emperor courtyard. I believe the first palace master won't joke about the future of the Pill Emperor Hall. So, go test the medicine obediently." The third palace master wasn't an ordinary person. Although testing the medicine would make his son suffer a little, for the sake of the competition, everything was worth it. Wu Xiaoyu's face fell. He reluctantly walked forward and glared at Lin Xian. He wanted to eat him up. Did they really let the little tyrant test the medicine? However, the surrounding cultivators were stunned. Even the people from the Medicine Emperor courtyard couldn't sit still. Could it be that the Pill Emperor Hall really has a healing medicine? Song Yunxing's expression changed. In this situation, not many people were looking at their booth. They all ran to the Pill Emperor Hall. So, they could only watch. "Humph, it must be fake. Competing with us is just asking for humiliation," the elders sneered. At the Pill Emperor Hall's booth, Wu Xiaoyu stood there with a gloomy face. His eyes seemed to be able to kill. However, the pressure of a harmonious spirit expert had no effect on Lin Xian. Lin Xian picked up a mystic grade sword and said with a smile, "Let the examination begin." Hearing this, the surrounding martial artists were excited. Wu Xiaoyu, on the other hand, circulated his spiritual energy to form a tight defense. His defense was very secretive, but it could not be hidden from the experts present. He's actually using a defensive technique. Looks like this Wu Xiaoyu is very unwilling. Humph, that brat is obviously not at the harmonious spirit realm. Even if he has a precious weapon, he might not be able to break through Wu Xiaoyu's defense. Looks like they're not harmonious internally. I really hope they screw up. Let's see how they'll clean up the mess then." The elders of the Medicine Emperor courtyard sneered. Lin Xian naturally saw through Wu Xiaoyu's little trick, but he didn't take it to heart. Wu Xiaoyu was only an early harmonious spirit realm warrior, and judging from his poor luck, it was obvious that he had used pills to forcefully increase his cultivation. This kind of trash, Lin Xian could destroy him in a matter of minutes. With a flash of sword light, the sharp sword light glided towards Wu Xiaoyu. Puff. Suddenly, a miserable scream was heard. Wu Xiaoyu's face was distorted, and he screamed like a pig being slaughtered. On his chest, there was a terrifying sword wound. Hiss. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. It seemed like the Pill Emperor Palace was serious. The elders of the Medicine Emperor courtyard widened their eyes. They were laughing at Lin Xian for not being able to break through the defense, but they didn't expect to be slapped in the face in the next moment. Song Yunxing's face was gloomy. He had a very bad premonition in his heart. On the other side, the third palace master's face couldn't be any darker. "It's just a pill test. There's no need to be so ruthless." The third palace master's tone was unfriendly. "Hee, young man, it's normal for you to not control your strength well." Old man DK laughed. Wu Xiaoyu covered his wound and gritted his teeth. "You're taking revenge." "You're right." Lin Xian transmitted his voice to him. Wu Xiaoyu was so angry that his whole body was trembling. His chest was heaving up and down, and the spirit energy in his body was surging rapidly. "Young Master Wu, you can't use your spirit energy now. Otherwise, your wound will automatically heal, and you won't be able to test the pill. At that time, I'm afraid I'll have to use another sword." Wu Xiaoyu's body was trembling, and his face was incomparably ugly. However, he didn't dare to use his spirit energy. "Everyone, it's time to witness a miracle." Lin Xian took out 100 herbs pill. Wu Xiaoyu sullenly swallowed it and stood at the side waiting for the pill to take effect. At this moment, everyone in the square held their breaths. In a moment, the blood on Wu Xiaoyu's body stopped flowing, and the wound quickly healed. Not long after, the entire wound was clotted, and there was an obvious improvement. Everyone's mouth was wide open. Everyone can see that the wound is clotting very quickly, and the injured area is constantly improving, Lin Xian quickly said. Wu Xiaoyu was stunned. He originally thought that Lin Xian was just taking revenge on him, but he didn't expect the 100 herbs pill to be so miraculous. At this moment, other than Lin Xian and Old Man DK, everyone was stunned. There's actually such a miraculous pill in the world? Am I dreaming? Chapter 333. After a moment of silence, the entire Wind Moon Plaza was in an uproar. These people clamored to be the first to place their orders. The Black Wind Sect and the other major powers were also shocked. Not only were they shocked by the miraculous effects of the 100 herbs pill, they were also staring at Lin Xian. Wasn't this brat the person they were searching for? Isn't he a cultivator from a remote country? How is he related to the Pill Emperor Hall? What should we do? Should we make a move? Not for now. There's news from the southwest that the Purgatory Hall and the Purple Demon Hall have revived. They have already taken control of that area. Even if we ask them, we won't be able to go there. Not only that, this brat is so close to the Pill Emperor Hall. At this crucial moment, it's best not to touch him. If not, the Pill Emperor Hall will go crazy. In an instant, the various major powers made their decision. They acted as if they didn't know Lin Xian, passionately discussing business with the Pill Emperor Hall. On the opposite side, those from the Medicine Emperor Hall were stunned. How did the situation change in an instant? The elders from the Medicine Emperor Hall had pale faces as their bodies trembled. They couldn't accept this reality. I don't believe it. This must be fake. Someone want to buy a pill. In the end, when he returned, his expression was dispirited. This pill is indeed better than ours. Song Yunqing stood up abruptly, his expression dark as he stared at the booth in front of him. Beside him, Elder Blackheart's eyes flickered with a demonic light. Elder Blackheart, do you have any other methods? Can you take out a pill better than the 100 herbs pill? Song Yunqing asked. I do, but the price is astronomical. Not only that, you might not be able to concoct it. Elder Blackheart said in a low voice. In the aspect of healing pills, I'm afraid there's no other pill that can surpass the 100 herbs pill. Indeed, the 100 herbs pill was good, but the price was cheap. Such a pill was simply invincible. Damn it, it shouldn't be like this. Song Yunqing clenched his fists. He had been waiting for this day for a long time. First, he would defeat the Pill Emperor Hall in the aspect of healing pills. Then, he would take out other new pills, further dominating the market. At that time, not only would he win the first round, he would also control the Heavenly Mountain market. But today, the Pill Emperor Hall gave him a ruthless slap on his face. Something's not right. Song Yunqing's eyes flickered with a cold light. The Pill Emperor Hall doesn't have such capabilities. They must have a helper. Don't tell me it's that brat. He saw Lin Xian. But, no matter how he looked at it, Lin Xian did not look like an alchemy master. Investigate. We must investigate thoroughly. Dean, what should we do now? An elder asked. The healing field is their market to begin with. The current situation is, at most, a tie. It's just going back to how it was in the beginning. We still have the Xin Yuan Dan in our hands, and we even have an attack-type pill. As long as we operate properly, victory will still belong to us. Yes, we still have Xin Yuan pills. Hope was restored in the eyes of the surrounding elders. The news of the 100 herb pill seemed to have grown wings as it spread throughout Wind Moon City, and even spread to the entire Tianshan Kingdom. Moreover, the Inscription Alliance had also issued an announcement that the 100 herb pill was genuine and worth buying. The booth of the Pill Emperor Hall was packed with people. Those who couldn't get a seat all went to the Pill Emperor Hall. Like a black flood, a group of people rushed towards the Pill Emperor Hall. Medicine. I want to buy medicine. Yes, buy as much as you can. A group of people clamored. The elders inside were alarmed. They stared blankly at the impatient crowd and subconsciously asked, You all want the blood coagulation and body strengthening pill? What blood coagulation and body strengthening pill? We want the 100 herb pill. Hurry up, I can't wait any longer. The elders of the Pill Emperor Hall were stunned. They had no idea what the 100 herb pill was. Did you all go to the wrong place? One of the elders asked. Instantly, Someone told them what happened in the Wind Moon Plaza. When the elders heard this, their eyes were as red as a rabbit's. There's actually such a miraculous healing pill? The first Hall Lord is indeed mighty. You, call out all the disciples and treat these cultivators well. Let's go take a look. These elders turned and ran. Their speed was shocking. Wind Moon Plaza. Everyone. The elder of the Medicine Emperor Hall circulated his spiritual energy, his voice like thunder. In order to show our sincerity, we have decided to sell the Xian Yuan Dan at a 30% discount. The cultivators in the surroundings cheered. They were so happy that they laughed. The two hegemons were fighting, but the ones who benefited were them. Just as these cultivators were about to leave, Lin Xian's voice rang out once more. You all don't need to go. Our Pill Emperor Hall has also researched a new recovery pill. What? A recovery pill? Everyone was shocked. Indeed, before the first wave had subsided, another wave had risen. The Pill Emperor Hall was planning a counterattack. Everyone knew that the Medicine Emperor Hall had always been the leader when it came to recovery pills. But now, the Pill Emperor Hall wanted to introduce a recovery pill. What did this mean? The Pill Emperor Hall was retaliating. A few days ago, the Medicine Emperor Hall was attacking the recovery pill domain. Now, the Pill Emperor Hall was attacking the recovery pill domain. It seemed like the hegemons weren't to be trifled with. However, the recovery pill domain had always belonged to the Medicine Emperor Hall. They had just introduced the Xian Yuan Dan, so the Pill Emperor Hall probably didn't have any advantage. The cultivators in the surroundings discussed fervently. Revenge. This must be revenge. The elder from the Medicine Emperor Hall had a red face. Keep bragging. I don't believe they can really come up with a new pill that surpasses the Xian Yuan Dan. Song Yunxing looked at Elder Blackheart, wanting to say something but hesitated. Don't worry, Dean Song. This Xian Yuan Dan is this old man's proudest work. In the Skyhill Empire, no one can surpass me. Elder Blackheart said confidently. With Elder Blackheart's guarantee, the cultivators from the Medicine Emperor Hall felt relieved. At the Pill Emperor Hall's booth, Lin Xian clasped his hands behind his back and said with a smile, Qi-generating pill instantly recovers 50% of your spiritual energy. Within 2 hours, you can take 3 pills consecutively. What? The crowd was speechless. The effect was even better than the Xian Yuan Dan. One had to know that the Xian Yuan Dan was a new pill from the Medicine Emperor Hall. Furthermore, Lin Xian dragged his voice. Qi-generating pill is not only useful for cultivators below the harmonious spirit realm, it is also effective for harmonious spirit realm cultivators. Boom. Some of the harmonious spirit realm cultivators were too shocked and accidentally released a strong aura. They couldn't be blamed for being excited. Lin Xian's words were too impactful. May I ask this young master, is what you said true? A middle-aged man asked with a trembling voice. Harmonious spirit realm cultivators were already able to mobilize the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, so the pills they needed were different from other cultivators. It's true, Qi-generating pill can increase the speed of mobilizing spiritual energy? Impossible. On the opposite side, the cultivators from the Medicine Emperor Hall couldn't stand it anymore. Brat, don't talk nonsense. Even our Medicine Emperor Hall doesn't have this kind of pill. How could you have researched it? Why can't I? Lin Xian sneered. Do you really think that your Medicine Emperor Hall is the holy land of pills? You can't do it, but it doesn't mean that others can't. Don't think that your pills are good. In front of this young master, they are just farts. The Medicine Emperor Hall was in chaos. Many people's faces darkened. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.